medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Trimfia. Visit trimfia.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Get the latest on Pittsburgh sports from anywhere with the Odyssey app. Listen to shows and Pirate games live. Check out our exclusive interviews and content anytime. Download the Odyssey app now and never miss a minute. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Today is 25 days until the NFL Draft.
Get pumped for the draft.
Our NFL Draft Watch is brought to you by Lewis Anthony Jewelers. Have we met yet? Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. You listen to them every day. Now you can watch them too on the Fan Video Stream powered by Bowser. Catch your favorite 93.7 The Fan hosts live on the Fan Video Stream. Just hit up 937thefan.com. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Our draft coverage never rests.
It's draft day.
Powered by Bowser Chevrolet. The Fan is your one-stop shop for everything you need to know leading up to the big day. Presented by Target Freight Management and brought to you by your local AAA travel office and Groundworks, formerly Baker's Waterproofing. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Get the latest on Pittsburgh sports from anywhere with the Odyssey app. Listen to shows and Pirate games live. Check out our exclusive interviews and content anytime. Download the Odyssey app now and never miss a minute. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey sports station. Live from the Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app. Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
This is Sean Myers bringing you Fan Headlines. The Pirates suffered an 11-inning loss on Saturday, falling in New York 4-2 against the Mets, despite a really good effort from Mitch Keller, who went 6 scoreless innings, giving up just 3 hits with 3 strikeouts. Brian Reynolds and Nick Gonzalez each had a couple of hits and an RBI in the setback. Pirates at Mets today, 1:40 the first pitch. Carmen Mlodzinski against Nolan McLean is the pitching matchup. Coverage on 93.7 The Fan begins at noon, presented by Keystone Custom Apparel. And the Penguins suffered a 6-3 loss against the Dallas Stars on Saturday. Anthony Manta, Erik Karlsson, and Noah Chari had the goals for the Pens. Fan Headlines are powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, you could visit 937thefan.com.
We're here so you don't miss a thing.
I'm turning it up.
Live and local on the weekends. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Pittsburgh's hometown sports station.
Very deep left. Reynolds way back on this ball. And it's out of here. Luis Robert Jr. It's a game-winning 3-run homer. Bedlam in Gotham. Their first extra base hit of the night. A 3-run homer. And the Mets win 4-2.
Is it Robert or Robert?
Roberts.
Is it actually?
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
I'm not going to, not trust a Major League play-by-play announcer, but I always thought it was Robert. And the only reason why
He's
I bring
not a
that...
Frenchman, no.
Okay. Sorry about it. The only reason why I ask is because I heard it live yesterday. I was in the car on my way to grab a bite to eat, and I heard that call, and I thought it was Luis Robert Jr. See what Baseball Reference says. Yeah, Robert. Okay. Hello, Sean.
Hello, Jack.
Nice to see you in a professional fashion this time around.
Yeah.
Professional-ish.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding when I tell you this. If my life depended on it, I don't think I would have been able to wake up in time to do a radio show at 7 a.m. last Sunday.
Would you have just made it through the whole night without sleeping? Could you have done that?
Well, probably not. Based off of the, excuse me, the things I consumed leading up to that night, I ended up just crashing.
Figuratively.
Yeah. Literally, too. Yeah. So, yeah, back on a Sunday morning. Jack Hillgrove with you. We weren't with you last Sunday morning because we were fresh off of partying the Donnie football wedding extravaganza. And again, if my life depended on it, I don't think I would have been able to wake up and do a radio show in time at 7 o'clock in the morning. But we could have done it today. We did it today, and we're going to do it until 10 o'clock today, right here on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. The Pirates are 0-2. And it's okay. It is more than okay that the Pirates have an 0-2 start to their season. If you predicted that the Pirates would have a good season relative to the seasons we've been used to, like myself, you shouldn't sweat. There's been a lot of good things that I've seen out of this ball club to start 2026, despite an 0-2 start to the season. When I made my way in this morning, I don't even know what half the shows are called now on the Westwood One side of things, but I was sitting here eating a breakfast sandwich, listening to the latter half of what you heard leading up to the top of the hour here, and one of the hosts, I mean, I would assume this was the Westwood One Sports thing that they've got going on the national circuit these days, but they called the Pirates a bad ball club already after 2 games. And maybe that's the national perception right now. It sounded like they were talking about it from a Mets perspective, and that's fine. The Mets are a little bit more national than the Pirates are these days, and that's fine. That's usually how it's been. But it could have been bias in that regard, just looking at the Pirates, being used to what the Pirates have done the last couple of years and seeing what they have done, which is lose 2 games to the Mets to start the season. And it's like, okay, yeah, I could see how you can come to that opinion, but I'm not ready to walk back my opinion that I think the Pirates are going to have a good 2026 season. I predicted 86 wins. I'm still predicting 86 wins. I'm not letting 2 games deter my thought process on a 162-game season, nor would I let 2 wins to start the season sway my thoughts one way or the other. If I would have predicted, if I was like Mark Cabali and I predicted a 72-win season just because the glass is half empty most of the time with Kaboom, if I would have predicted a 72-win season and they would have been 2-0, hypothetically, to start the season, I wouldn't let that change my opinion either. We're 2 games into the thing, and I don't know, and I think a lot of us agree, I think most of us agree that it is entirely too early to get concerned or to get fired up one way or the other. But I have seen some rash opinions the last couple of days after the last couple of losses. Last year, a little bit different. Last year's quick judgment to doomsday after a couple of games, I think, was warranted, because if you look at the way that the Pirates lost those first few games of the season last year in Miami, after an offseason that was less than ideal, an offseason in which they did pretty much nothing, it was more of the same, right? Paul Skeens gets the start, doesn't get any run support. Colin Holderman comes in, blows the thing. David Bednar giving up an earned run late in the game as well. Bullpen loses a ball game. How many times did we see that down the back half of 2024? a lot. And then it continued right away. Oh, boy. Not quick enough to the cough button. Oh, well. Started that way right at the beginning of 2025 after an offseason in which they spent no money in Tommy Pham and trading for Spencer Horwitz were the highlights of the offseason. Okay, so quick, rash decisions this time a year ago made sense. I'm not ready to go to those same quick, rash decisions. It's early. Bear with me. I'm sorry.
Kind of sounds like how last Sunday would have gone already, huh?
Yeah. It's a good point. Did I jinx the whole show this morning by bringing up that I was too hungover to host a radio show last week?
That's never stopped anyone before.
I'm trying to think if I've ever done one of these.
I mean, we've worked with Adam Crowley, right?
It's a good point. He was, I don't want to act like I'm copying Pony. I think I'm co-signing Pony here because Pony talked about it all week. Crowley was unbelievable at Donnie's wedding in a good way. Just, I was not, and of all the guys, like when I worked here in college, I knew Pony. I've known Pony since I was actually a little kid, middle school age, ever really since the fan started and he came here. I've known Mulsey for a while because I went to high school with his brother-in-law. I've known Doran since he played at Pitt. Known Pomp for a good, decent time. Crowley didn't start working here until after I had left and went to Steubenville. So I was not very familiar with Adam Crowley. I think actually the first time I met Crowley for face-to-face was a Steeler tailgate in like 22 or 23. And I've only seen him a handful of times since then. So I was not super familiar with his game. I'd heard stories. Obviously, he went to WVU and they party down there. But after watching him drink a lot of beers and smoke a lot of cigs, I was very respectful towards the Adam Crowley party game.
A lot of people are saying the same thing about you. Minus cig smoking, I don't think.
I may or may not have indulged in a couple. Not with Crowley, with another one of our buddies that rips heaters. But yeah, no, I had a good time.
Smeltzer.
I don't know if Joe had one or not. It definitely wasn't Joe.
He was one of the stars of the show.
Yeah, he was. He usually is.
Walking that aisle like he was Ric Flair.
He did. He usually is in those settings, though. Good guy. Nittany Sports Now, Joe Smeltzer's one of the Donnie football groomsmen. Somewhat a star power in the groomsmen party. You have Josh Roundtree officiating the whole dang thing. The voice of the Washington Wild Things, Kyle Dawson. Nittany Sports Now's Joe Smeltzer. Sportsnet Pittsburgh replay extraordinaire Drew Brown. A Pittsburgh city policeman.
Shout out to Austin Shaw as well.
Yeah. Former Division I / Division II wrestling standout, right. Austin Shaw. Officer Barbarick was the Pittsburgh city policeman in Donnie's wedding. I don't think anybody else, not to disrespect what everybody else in that wedding party does for a living, but yeah. To be truthful, I probably couldn't name what everybody else does for a living. I know that Donnie's one buddy's a financial advisor. Another one works in baseball for like a baseball equipment company. Yeah. What did you think of the whole evening?
I had a fun time. I was a little apprehensive, as I'm sure you heard, and you understand why.
Because you slept in a hotel room with 3 other men and didn't even get paid for the hotel room by one of the people until, what, yesterday?
Yeah, I mean...
Should we out him?
No, so here's the thing. I've always been under the impression that you don't pay for a hotel until afterwards, unless I think you have the option to pay beforehand if you want, but, like, why would people typically do that?
I had the reservation booked
Probably in like January, right?
Whenever we got saved the date and they sent the hotel information. It had been a really long time, and my credit card didn't get charged until I pressed the check-in on my phone on the way out.
That's, I think, fairly standard. Now, I will say I'm planning a weekend away, or at least a night away next month, and I've already been charged for that. So I'm not sure why. Maybe it depends on
the full rate or just like a portion of it?
The full amount.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm like you now. I'm coughing.
That's interesting.
But so I had not paid ahead of time. And I told the guys, like, hey, you can get me afterwards. But if there's any additional charges for anyone doing something they shouldn't, you're going to be paying for that part as well.
Well,
so I got it by Tuesday. I think it came through.
Yeah.
And it was the amount it should have been. And I sent the message to the group, and I said, hey, here's your amount. And Dom, a poor college kid, said, hey, I'm a poor college kid. I'll get it to you soon enough. And then Joel and Callis were like, okay. Well, Joel was like, okay, I got you on Thursday. Callis, no response. So I'm like, all right. I'm just going to hope that he'll eventually, follow through. And I had to kind of prod him a little bit, but he did. So no problems there. It's not like I had to go knocking on his door or have someone with, cracking their knuckles show up at his house or anything like that. So he just made me sweat it out a little bit longer, as he's apt to do.
I can't believe, were you part of the people that heaved him into the air?
No, I did. I appreciated that from a distance.
It all happened at once. I think I was the first one to go up.
Yeah, and I think Smeltzer did as well.
Joe went after, and I assisted Joe into the air.
Now, for those who don't know, he is a little man. He's not like Callis in any way.
Yeah, Joe's about 5'9" on a good day, 5'8", 5'9".
That's like basketball program height for him if you're saying 5'9".
Yeah, and he's not, I don't think he's even 200 pounds. So Joe being lifted into the air, easy peasy. Me, I'm way more on the skinny side. I'm about 5'11", $160, $165. Easy peasy. Even though I was almost dropped. They were covered, but I was almost dropped. So it went me and then Joe. And then Starkey said, let's lift Callis.
That's definitely a Starkey idea in the mood that he's in.
I was like, absolutely not. Because I helped lift Joe. I was not helping lift Callis. It had nothing to do with the fact that Callis weighs more than Joe Smeltzer, that I didn't want to be a part of it. There wasn't a sweatier human being at that point in the night than Harry Callis, and I just didn't want my hands, any part of my suit on Harry Callis perspiration, which I think a lot of people that listen to this station can be like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
But it happened. We got him up.
We did.
When I say we, I mean they. Not you or I.
Yep. The two angles that I saw, I think Dom took a video and then my girlfriend took a video. One from like the back and the front.
Dom's one of those guys that he will try to get videos of everything and then either use it as blackmail or, if possible, use it as content, because he's in lockstep with Craig in that regard.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that the video of us lifting, when I say us, I mean them lifting Callis, didn't get out there, because I think it's a pretty impressive feat by those involved.
Callis, I think, was saying he would release the video if something happened.
If he got to like a certain amount of Twitter followers?
Yeah, something like that. He was trying to use it to his advantage.
Okay. Dave, good morning, Dave, in the YouTube chat says, we talking buckos. We were until 7:14 when you decided to comment, and then we went off on a tangent. So let's get back to it. I'm not going to be a guy that's going to say the season's over after 2 games. I hope you aren't either. I predicted this team to win 86 games. I'm not walking that prediction back just because they're 0-2 right now. Nor would I walk back a prediction if I predicted them to win 66 games and thought they would suck, and if they started 2-0. You're 2 games into a 162-game season. Relax. And the other thing, and comparing this thing to last year, and again, why the quick, rash opinions of here we go again were warranted last year. More of the same after a crappy offseason against a bad team. The Marlins ended up being, I think, exceeding expectations a little bit last year, but they were a young, rebuilding team game one of 2025. The Pirates are on the road against the team with the second best odds in the National League to represent the National League. No, actually, let me rephrase that. They are on the road against the fourth best odds, actually tied for the third best odds to win the World Series this year. The Mets have plus 1,200 odds to win the whole dang thing in 2026. It goes Dodgers, which this is hilarious, plus 210. Yankees at plus 1,000, and the Mets and Sean Myers' Mariners at plus 1,200. Like, they're playing against a good baseball team right now. Number one. And number two, they're contending and competing against a good baseball team on the road. Opening day, they scored 7 runs. I can almost guarantee you that you won't see another less than 1 inning outing from Paul Skeens, maybe not for the rest of his Pirates career, but for the rest of his career, period. And they scored 7 runs. Yesterday, yeah, you didn't get a lot of run support from Mitch Keller, but the Pirates punched back when they had to. They made a couple of fantastic and timely defensive plays. And the bullpen was outstanding until a young guy gave up a home run to a really good ball player in Luis Robert, not Robert. Hunter Barco will learn from that experience. But Dennis Santana, scoreless outing. Gregory Soto, a scoreless inning and a third. And Justin Lawrence bounced back with 2/3 of an inning and 2 Ks yesterday. All after Mitch Keller had a very, very good start to his 2026. 6 scoreless, no walks, 3 hits, 3 Ks. They're going to be okay. And as a matter of fact, I'll put it out there right now at 412-928-9370. I think they're going to win today. Do you agree? 412-928-9370. I don't think it's a majority of the people and a majority of the fans, but I have seen a lot of season's over, trade Brandon Lau, trade Paul Skeens, DFA Cruz, which isn't necessarily a hot take, and we'll definitely get into him. But a lot of rash opinions online, tweets, and I don't think it's fair. So if you want to call in and give me a rash opinion, I'm going to refute it, but we'll have a good discussion at 412-928-9370. Phone calls all morning on the Pirates. Do you think they'll win today? Does any part of you, or does any part of the last 2 days have you concerned with what's going on? 412-928-9370. I'm not concerned. Again, phone calls all morning. We'll go to Queens and City Field at the top of the 9 o'clock hour and chat with Colin Beasley of the Post-Gazette. That's our only guest this morning. The esteemed, the ever sought after, the highly rated segment of the Sunday Same Game Parlay returns for the first time in 2026. We hit one of them last year. We're going to shoot for 2 this year, Sean Myers.
A lot of people, they loved that segment.
They did.
Now, I don't know that they necessarily made any money on it, but they always enjoyed hearing it.
Well, if you tailed the one that won, you made money on it. Again, highly rated, ever popular segment and content Craig should probably try to get sponsored. 5 legs. Sunday same game parlay. Pirates and Mets. We'll let you know what it is at 9:25. And again, taking your calls all morning. 412-928-9370. Is any part of you concerned about the Pirates 0-2 start? I'm not. What say you? Fan Twitter brought to you by South Hills Kia in Peters Township. You can visit them at southhillskia.net. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. A couple of people already chiming in on the phone lines. We'll take those phone calls, starting with Bill coming up next. It's a Sunday morning with yours truly, Jack Hillgrove, right here on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
It's a Sean Myers bringing you fan headlines. Indeed, the Buccos lost in extra innings on Saturday, 4-2 and 11 in New York against the Mets. Mitch Keller went 6 scoreless, giving up just 3 hits with 3 strikeouts. Pirates-Mets today, 1:40 the first pitch. Carmen Mlodzinski for the Bucs. Nolan McLean opposes for the Metropolitans. Coverage on 93.7 The Fan begins at noon with the North Shore Tavern leadoff show. Fan headlines are powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more of them, 93.7thefan.com.
When it comes to protecting what matters most, you deserve more than just a policy. Root for Your Insurance is a family-owned agency that takes the time to understand your unique needs, whether you're protecting your home, business, employees, or the people you love. They don't just sell insurance and disappear. They explain your coverage, offer guidance, and help you make confident, informed decisions. Root for Your Insurance. Insurance services that go above and beyond. Visit rootforyour.com today and experience the difference a trusted partner can make.
When you're in Pittsburgh, you drink local. Iron City beer, brewed here since 1861. It's Iron City time. And now Iron City comes to you. Your hotel, your home, your door. Delivered in as little as 60 minutes with beverages2u.com. When the world comes to Pittsburgh, we drink local. Welcome to Iron City. Delivered from beverages, the number 2, the letter U.com. Grab the limited Iron City Draft Collector's Can. Available now at beverages, the number 2, the letter U.com.
Hey, want to do dinner with us tonight?
I don't know. The kids just left. I think we're just going to stay in tonight.
Oh, come on. Don't miss out again.
Miss out on what?
Catching up with friends. The sounds of winning. Celebrations. Endless laughs. And memories they'll never forget. Don't just hear about the fun. Time moves fast, so go have it. Rivers Casino. Don't miss the moment.
Ready to upgrade the windows and doors in your home? Now is your chance to win $5,000 towards your purchase at 84 Lumber's brand new Anderson Windows and Doors showroom in Mount Lebanon. Mark your calendar. Visit the showroom at 1675 Washington Road on April 9th from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. to view Anderson's full product line and enter for your chance to win $5,000 towards your windows and doors. For more information, visit 84lumber.com and follow along on Facebook.
I'm Larry Kelly from the injury firm of LGKG. When our fellow Western Pennsylvanians suffer terrible injuries, tragic losses, and immense financial hardships through no fault of their own, who fights for them, Joe?
We do, Larry. That's where LGKG comes in, holding the negligent accountable for the pain and suffering they cause.
History, trust, and results.
And success. More than 200 million recovered and over 10,000 clients served. That's the LGKG story.
At LGKG, we stop at nothing for justice. At LGKG, we try cases, and insurance companies know it.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Febreze. New Febreze Air Mist has 50% more odor fighters and up to 30% more fragrance than the old formula. So now you can take on 100% more stinky odors, like sweaty gym bags, greasy cooking smells, and the after effects of the dog rolling around in something. Just spray, and new Febreze Air instantly restores just clean freshness. Smell you later, odor.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
Panda, make this shot and everyone gets to score big savings at Spitzer. nothing but net.
Make a fast break to Spitzer Toyota today and drive a new 2026 Toyota Tacoma SR5 Double Cab from a low $275 per month. Plus, get our lifetime warranty, complimentary maintenance, and Spitzer VIP points. Wag more, spend less at Spitzer Toyota Monroeville.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
TSRP 35599, VIN TT 044098, RWD Model 7186, 36 months, $39.99 due at signing through TMS, plus title tax license registration, $490 doc fee, 0 security deposit, 10K miles per year, ends 3/31/2026.
The certified elder law attorneys at Julian Gray Associates understand the rules of long-term care and disability. They help families avoid mistakes and protect assets to maintain the best lifestyle options. You don't have to do this alone. Visit grayelderlaw.com.
Recreating one of the greatest rock bands in history, The Machine performs Pink Floyd live at Jurgles on Saturday, April 4th. The Machine has spent the last 30 years perfecting the work of Pink Floyd, performing songs from The Wall, Dark Side of the Moon, and many more. The Machine performing Pink Floyd, Saturday, April 4th at Jurgles. Get advance tickets now at jurgles.com. Another Dresky Entertainment event.
Hop in a John Deere Gator XUV for a day's work. Let's see what's on the to-do list. There goes the tree. And the fence. Not a problem. Because you've got a cargo box filled with solutions. Up to 4,000 pounds of towing capacity. And you're ready to roll.
The power's out!
Here we go again. The Gator XUV. Built for every kind of workday. Learn more at johndeere.com/Gator XUV. Nothing runs like a deer.
At Odyssey, we believe in creating a diverse and inclusive workforce. We also value the power of community and encourage local organizations to help us in referring qualified applicants to our stations. If you're a community organization interested in receiving our vacancy information, simply email equalemployment@odyssey.com. You'll be notified of all our open positions. That's equalemployment@odyssey.com. And for all our listeners, please visit odysseyinc.com/careers for a list of job openings at all Odyssey radio stations.
Want to make the most of your tax refund? File with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They help you get your biggest refund, and then we help you do more with it with a personalized plan designed to help you hit your money goals. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
93.7 The Fan is cleared by aquickdrain.com. Live from the Shorkey Mitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills.
412-928-9370 is also the number of the Edgar Snyder and Associates fan text line. Edgar Snyder, a personal injury law firm where they always say there's never a fee unless we get money for you. Happy first Sunday of baseball season from us here at Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Pirates and Mets, the series finale at what, 1:10 this afternoon?
1:40.
1:40. See, I got to get back into the swing of things of knowing when these Sunday first pitches are. But the North Shore Tavern leadoff show gets underway after the first Ben Cherington show of the year. That is returned, right? We haven't heard it otherwise.
Yeah, so I think, if I'm correct, I could probably double-check this if I turn around, but North Shore Tavern leadoff show, Ben Cherington show, right into the Pirates Network pregame.
Yeah, it's North Shore Tavern leadoff show 12.
Yeah, that's correct.
And then Dan will go to about 12:35. And I believe the Cherington show is usually always an hour before first pitch.
That's right.
Okay. Be interesting to hear what he says.
He's been getting a lot of love heading into this season.
I mean, I've called him the doofus general manager in town for a couple of times. Haven't in a while. Shout out to Brandon Lau and Ryan O'Hearn and Marcel Ozuna and Gregory Soto. 3 of those 4 guys, and I think Ozuna will come around, have lived up to their end of the bargain through 2 games so far this season. So the moves, again, incredibly small sample size, but the moves are looking okay. And he drafted Connor Griffin, and that seems to be panning out well. He's not off the hook, don't get me wrong, but it's funny when you do things on paper that sit well with the fan base. It's funny how Ben Cherington's the worst general manager in the history of this town. That narrative kind of goes onto the back burner. 3 callers so far this morning. None of them are from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. So shout out to you guys for listening on the stream or the Odyssey app or the YouTube page or however you're taking us in this morning. outside of the Pittsburgh market. Let's go to Bill in Ohio, who's first up this morning. Hello, Bill. Good morning to you.
Hey, good morning. They call me Santa Bill.
Uh-oh.
So I'm gifting the Pirates 93 to 97 wins this year.
And that is that's aggressive, but I would take it you're going to still say that even after the 0-2 start. So you're not concerned like I'm not concerned.
No. Especially after yesterday. This is going to come around. I'm very confident.
What makes you most confident? Like, what's the biggest difference that you've seen in these first two? Because there are differences, but I'm curious to see what stuck out to you the most that's different about this club.
Well, I see, like, they're just, it looks like attitude, I mean, they're not backing down. They're, yesterday was awesome. I'm been playing and umpiring and coaching baseball for years, and that was a good game yesterday.
It was. So, they punched back, and a young pitcher who's only had a few major league appearances had a bad pitch, and it cost them. Like, it's not like they had some defensive blunder or something embarrassing happen down the stretch and they lost. A young pitcher made a mistake, and I have faith in Hunter Barco. I think his future with the Pirates is in the rotation, and he'll learn from that. Bill, thanks for the call, man. I appreciate it. Let's go to Dave in Myrtle. What's up, Dave?
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Very good. So I just want to talk a little Buccos baseball.
You got it. What's on your mind?
Hey, I'm just trying to wrap my head around some of the manager's rationale to start the season. I'm looking, if Jared Triolo is the second best option to bat leadoff, if O'Neal Cruz can't get the job done, I think we're in deep trouble.
I don't know necessarily if him batting leadoff yesterday, Dave, was indicative that he's the second best option to bat leadoff, but he just did yesterday because he actually, last season on paper, hit lefties really well, like well above league average against left-handed pitching last year was Triolo, and he has some speed. So that made sense in the moment.
Okay.
Listen, the point of the matter is this. I think they're fine at leadoff. I didn't necessarily hate the move of Trio. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it yesterday. I would rather see Spencer Horwitz lead off. I would rather see Jake Mangum lead off, especially
absolutely. Absolutely.
But the fact of the matter is this, Dave. Eventually, every single day, Connor Griffin will lead off and play shortstop.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Yeah, and your comment about Magnum, yes, he is. I think we're going to be really pleasantly surprised of what he's going to give the Buccos this year.
He'll probably have a few more
every day.
Yeah,
plays great defense.
Yeah, that catch he had in center field yesterday was awesome, and it was still awesome even though we've had some bad recency bias of defense in center field with O'Neal Cruz. Dave, thanks for the call. But yeah, I love Jake Mangum. I love him a lot. I have a feeling, and he'll probably get a couple of more appearances from now until the home opener. But in those appearances from now until Friday, he'll make enough good plays to where the reception when Jake Mangum, emerges from the dugout during the intros that Greg Brown delivers to the fans on the home opener, he's going to get a very warm reception from the sellout crowd at PNC Park.
Will he get people to successfully pronounce his last name?
I see. I appreciate Magnum because of Magnum PI and Magnum something else, so I think it's funny. He tweeted a while ago.
That's going to stay with him all season, I think.
Oh, absolutely. So, we're going to talk to Colin Beasley. And I was either Colin or Jason, one of the people I had on as a guest on one of these shows in spring training. And the players obviously have their walk-up songs in Lecom Park for spring training home games. And I don't recall whoever it was that I had on, either Colin or Jason, them saying that this was his walk-up song. But I remember when they traded for Jake Mangum, and Jake Mangum tweeted, blah, 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 I'm excited to be a Pirate, something along those lines. And some dude responded to him and said, hey, man, what's your walk-up song? And Mangum responded to the guy that tweeted at him, and he was like, it's Your Love by the Outfield. Incredible walk-up song. Won the hearts of fans, myself included, in that moment. So hopefully Josie is on a vacation far away at some point when that guy steps into the box this season at PNC Park. Let's go to Scott in Kentucky. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Jack. How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Listen to you as I wake up early and start meal prepping and making breakfast. So.
Well, happy to be a part of your morning, man. Thanks for taking us in.
Yeah, I appreciate it. The first game, I called the morning show last week, and the first game it just kind of sent me into a brief tizzy because that's just Little League stuff, as you know.
Yeah.
But I'll say I watched the game majority from my phone because I was out with my daughter, and unfortunately, I got home in time to see the walk-off, flipped it to the Penguin game to see them give up an empty netter, so it was a horrible 5-minute stretch there.
Yeah, that's a brutal stretch of timing there for you. Yeah. Holy cow.
Yeah, but the most impressive thing I would say is, man, if we get that Mitch Keller 85% of the time.
And that's been his biggest Achilles heel, Scott. I mean, how many times have we talked about the back half of the season for Mitch Keller not being anywhere near the first half? And I mean, I don't know if we're trending in that direction again. We're not going to find out until probably July. But if that is the good first half of the season from Mitch Keller consistently, I don't think people realize how much better that makes the Pirates. Because yes, there's Paul Skeens. Yes, Bubba Chandler, I think, is going to have, a season in which he grows. But if Mitch Keller is dead smack in the middle of this rotation, doing that more often than not, it makes this team a heck of a lot better.
Yeah, that was a good Mets lineup, and I don't think enough people are going to talk about him putting up a goose egg for the day on that. I mean, that's a legit lineup.
Oh, that might be the best 1, 2, 3 Lindor, Soto, Bichette in baseball, and that even includes the Dodgers. I mean, you can make a serious case for it.
Yeah, we get that Keller. Sign me up for that, and let's just see how the rest of it plays out. Because Skeens will be Skeens. That was just two balls don't hit the turf. It's a whole different game. So,
absolutely, Scott. Thanks for the call, man, and thanks for the kind words. It's funny, and he said Little League stuff on Thursday, and it absolutely was with O'Neal Cruz. The first thing that I did, and it's hard to keep track of a lot of baseball. What am I trying to say? Baseball, like transactional stuff, like how DFA works, how waiver claims work, how arbitration works, stuff like that. I think it's a little bit more complicated in baseball. I think I get it better than most, not because I'm some baseball guru. Don't believe me, I'm not patting myself on the back. I've just played a lot of franchise mode in MLB The Show. I think that helps because you got to, follow all the same rules and stuff, and it makes you kind of, understand how, you got to have somebody on a 40-man roster, and if you remove them from the 40-man roster, they got to clear waivers, DFA, blah, 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 blah. And you've got to have minor league options in order to be sent back to the minor leagues. If you don't have any minor league options and you try to send somebody down to AAA, they've got to clear waivers first. So during Thursday, after everything happened, actually, no, I lied. It was when he came in, pinch hit, and struck out. I Googled, does O'Neal Cruz have any minor league options left? And Google AI told me no. Which I guess makes sense because those minor league options, I think you get like 3 of them at the start of your professional career.
You do, 3 seasons worth. But I think there's also a point where maybe if you get to enough service time, and that's where he would be. Because I don't think that he exhausted his 3 years of up and down with the options. Because you'll hear a lot of times in spring training, this player is out of options, meaning that they have to make your opening day club.
He had 331 at-bats in 2022. And then 2023, we're going to look back at O'Neal Cruz. In 2023, him breaking his leg in that first series could potentially have derailed his entire career. Yes, he's a head case. And yes, there might be questions of how bad and how hard he works. But, man, I look back at that injury in 2023 in the start of the season that he got off to. Wasn't necessarily earth-shattering, but he was 8 for 32 at the plate to start the season and only struck out 8 times in 32 at-bats. If he doesn't get hurt, I wonder where he is as a ball player today. And because a whole lot of stuff is on the table there, right? Like if he doesn't break his leg, does he ever get so bad at shortstop to where they have to move him to center field? And then microcosm, the move to center field and the way they did it probably shook his confidence and all that stuff. I think we're going to look back at the career of O'Neal Cruz and say, man, if he didn't get hurt early in 2023, things could have shook out differently for him. But anyway, so he had 330 at-bats in 22 and then a full season's worth in 24 and 25. So that probably got to the point where he didn't have any minor league options left. And so if the Pirates, and I've seen this comment, send down Cruz, send down Cruz, send down Cruz. You can't, because then he'd have to clear waivers, and he wouldn't clear waivers. Some of you might not think that's a bad thing, but I'm not ready to get O'Neal Cruz off the team quite yet.
I will note, my understanding is if someone were to claim him, I think maybe the Pirates could still then work out a trade within a certain period of time. But yeah, that would force their hand into having to do something there potentially. And I don't think they're going to do that early in the season.
No.
Now, we did see, interestingly enough, what did they do just a few weeks into the season last year? Sent down their closer. And it worked out. David Bednar came back better for it.
He did. But they can't do that with Cruz. They can bench him. And if it gets...
They could kind of phantom IL him if they really needed to as well.
And I think that would probably be what they do if it continues. Not necessarily the defensive line. I mean, they were bad. Don't get me wrong. But, like, if the struggles at the plate continue... I mean, Jake Mangum, in addition to the catch he made in center field yesterday, went 2 for 5 and scored a run. And scored the go-ahead run in the 11th inning before Luis Robert took Hunter Barco deep. Matt Presto tweets, besides the strikeout yesterday, he looked like he had boo-boo phase. Second game of the season, that cannot be happening. I agree. Steve Wiles, friend of the station, good guy. Magnum PI and the other. Surely you meant Magnum ice cream. You ever have these Magnum ice cream bars?
I've not heard of them.
Have you heard of them?
No.
They look familiar. The screenshot he tweets here is made with Belgian chocolate, double caramel, 44% cacao. It looks unbelievable. So it looks like you've got layer of chocolate, caramel, another layer of chocolate, and the vanilla ice cream on the stick in between. I might have to find, and with Belgian chocolate, I might have to find these Magnum ice cream bars the next time I'm at John Eggle. So yeah, Steve, for all intents and purposes, that's exactly what I meant. We'll come back in a moment. We'll go back to the phones at 412-928-9370. I do want to get into O'Neal Cruz a little bit more and what potentially the solution is for him, if there is one. We'll come back briefly and then continue the phone calls into the top of the hour as well. Plus, the Penguins lost yesterday, and it sucked. They give up 6 goals. What's the road ahead look like for the Penguins? And is there a solution in goal? If you're like me and you think, oh, man, I feel like the Penguins could make a run. It's a gritty bunch, but the goaltending's holding them back. Is there a solution that they could make immediately? There might be. We'll talk about it. All that and more coming up on a Sunday morning right here on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
This is Sean Myers bringing you fan headlines. The Penguins suffered a 6-3 loss at home against the Dallas Stars on Saturday. Goal scorers for the Pens were Anthony Mantha, Erik Karlsson, and Noel Achari. Fan headlines are powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more headlines, visit 937thefan.com.
Hey, it's Pony back to talk about Xfinity. Imagine all that could happen in 5 years. Jobs change, kids grow up, new memes come out. But what if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Well, thanks to the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most, that finds and fixes any issues before you even notice them. It's like a super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats. You get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices and no one battling for bandwidth. For the next 5 years, all your devices will be working in perfect harmony, and you get our best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, and no strings. So even though kids will grow up and you still won't understand what the X67 means, your internet will stay sharp, reliable, and most importantly, the price will stay put. Plus, get online in 5 minutes with same-day Wi-Fi, all with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. To get started, call or visit Xfinity.com or drop into an Xfinity store today. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
Aetna was there for me as I was going through a rough medical patch this year. I had peace of mind, which helped with my healing.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when requested. We show up with the latest in online tools for easier access to healthcare. We show up for you. Because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
March matchups are in full swing. Trade the tournament at all 50 states with Kalshi. As the odds move, you can buy in and out of your position all tournament long. Download the Kalshi app. Use code FAN to get $10 when you trade 10. Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Text us on the Edgar Snyder & Associates text line at 412-928-9370. Edgar Snyder & Associates reminds you to text responsibly. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, built by Window Nation. Home of the buy two, get two free offer.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. South Hills Kia is bringing you outstanding March lease deals. Upgrade to a 2025 Kia Telluride S all-wheel drive for just $389 a month for 24 months with $39.99 due at signing. Or take home a 2026 Kia Sportage LX all-wheel drive, only $249 a month for 24 months with $39.99 due at signing. 10,000 miles per year. Lease offers exclude taxes and fees. No security deposit required. Hurry! These March lease offers end March 31st, 2026. Visit southhillskia.net and drive into spring in a brand new Kia.
Beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. This month, buy 1 room of carpet clean for free, unlimited rooms of carpet. Visit ZeroResPGH.com and tell them 93.7 The Fan sent you. Zero Res.
We're talking all things Pittsburgh sports all weekend.
You're doing it all weekend, too?
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, Pittsburgh's hometown sports station.
No, the solution isn't move O'Neal Cruz to third base. No, the solution isn't move him to shortstop again, which I've seen and laughed at hysterically. His future in baseball, if any, is a designated hitter, but it's not on the Pirates in 2026. They need to bench his ass. Sit him down. Phantom IL, like Sean Myers said. And I don't care if he sulks. I don't care if he has boo-boo face. I don't care if he thinks it's an issue. It is an issue. How horrendous he's played defensively in center field, and it bleeds over into the offense. Like, he comes in yesterday, pinch hit, strike out, and looks uninterested the entire bat. And I would be keeping the same energy with O'Neal Cruz, even if Jake Mangum went 0 for 5 yesterday and didn't make that catch in center field. That just bolsters the fact that O'Neal Cruz needs his ass planted in that dugout and on the bench for the foreseeable future, because you have a defensive option in center field that had 2 hits yesterday on the road against the Mets. Jake Mangum is a very good defensive center fielder, well above average. He should be playing every day. He should be playing every day, and even if if the splits are a little bit more favored in against left-handed pitching than right-handed pitching, that's fine. He can bat lead off against lefties and ninth against righties and hit 230 for all I care. O'Neal Cruz hit 200 last year and sucked in center field. But I'm not going to lie. You know, I love talking to fans through this platform and on the phone and on Twitter, and when I see people out in public, I love having those discussions. But sometimes some of the phone calls I get and the tweets I get and see make me scratch my head. And one of the biggest head-scratching takes I've seen on anything since I've started hosting shows on this station is move Cruz back to third base. He played shortstop. O'Neal Cruz was moved from shortstop because he sucked at shortstop. What makes you think that moving him to third base would go any better than how it went for him at shortstop? And I get it, like, to an extent, because on paper you say, oh, yeah, he could play third base because he has infield experience. He was an infielder first, and he's got the rocket arm. It didn't work in the infield before. Why would it work again? And you're not going to move him back to shortstop because he was moved from shortstop to begin with. And I'm about at my wit's end with him in center field because he's not a center fielder. He is 6'7" and freakishly athletic with a good arm. That's why he's out there. He'll probably be out there today. They're going up against right-handed pitching in Nolan McLean, guy that started the final game of the WBC for Team USA. Promising young, I guess technically he's still a rookie because I think he only had 7 or 8 starts for the Mets last season. But nonetheless, it's a right-handed arm, and he'll probably be in the lineup today. I don't think he was benched yet. I'm going to go there and say that he probably should be benched because I'm, a sports talk radio host, and I'm going to jump to conclusions and give you hot takes. That's what happens. Don Kelly did not bench him after one game yesterday. Now, if we get to a point where when a lineup comes out and he's not in it and Jake Mangum is, then he might have been benched after one game. But I don't think that was the case. I think you'll see him in center field today. Will he bat leadoff? I hope not. I wasn't a fan of him batting leadoff on opening day. I don't think that's where he is best suited to succeed in a batting order. But I would venture to guess he's in the lineup today. 412-928-9370, Stu in Squirrel Hill. Good morning, Stu.
Yeah, my comment is just looking at Cruz facially, why doesn't he learn how to speak English? I mean, I think that should be a priority for all baseball players, whether they're Oriental or so forth. To talk to him, to hear him speak, you don't think he has a clue.
I mean, he's not the only player in baseball that does. And thanks for the call, Stu. Him not knowing how to speak English has nothing to do with how good or bad he is as a professional athlete. Didn't affect Evgeny Malkin in the prime of his career. How about Shohei Ohtani? It doesn't. I don't see any correlation whatsoever. Fan weather brought to you by Secure Money Advisors. Looking to retire soon? Let Secure Money Advisors get your retirement on track. Mostly cloudy, but warmer today. High of 62. Tunchilkin, rest in peace. Back to the phones when we come back. 412-928-9370. Maybe, hopefully, with a better take than Stu in Squirrel Hill. And I want to get into the Penguins as well. Is there a solution in goal that the Penguins can turn to? I don't think Stu Skinner and Artie Shilovs are cutting it and won't cut it for any postseason series, which for right now is up in the air. Can they turn somewhere else? Can they turn to Wilkes? They might be able to. We can talk about it when we come back. It's a Sunday morning with yours truly, Jack Hillgrove on The Fan.
Your hometown building partner since 1956, 84 Lumber. Visit 84lumber.com.
Have you noticed that every service company these days is owned by some giant corporation with zero personality and no personal touch? Yeah, no thanks. Gherkin Roofing is still family-owned, truly local, and when you call, a human answers. One with a pulse and probably a Pittsburgh accent. They do roofing, siding, gutters, and win awards year after year for their customer service. So if you want a contractor that picks up the phone, shows up, and treats you like a neighbor, because they are one, call The Pickle. Gherkin Roofing, always local and friendly. 724-515-5551.
South Hills Kia is bringing you outstanding March lease deals. Upgrade to a 2025 Kia Telluride S all-wheel drive for just $389 a month for 24 months with $39.99 due at signing. Or take home a 2026 Kia Sportage LX all-wheel drive, only $249 a month for 24 months with $39.99 due at signing. 10,000 miles per year. Lease offers exclude taxes and fees. No security deposit required. Hurry! These March lease offers end March 31st, 2026. Visit southhillskia.net and drive into spring in a brand new Kia.
Visit the North Shore Tavern located on Federal Street right across from PNC Park for Pittsburgh's most memorable meal. Enjoy an array of delicious apps, entrees, homemade soups, desserts, cocktails, and of course, delicious steaks and seafood served on a sizzling lava stone. Their vast menu changes weekly, offering something for every taste bud. Why not let their staff pamper you while you host a family or work event? The North Shore Tavern, a stone's throw away from PNC Park and Pittsburgh's home for steak on a stone.
Is your child glued to their phone, endlessly scrolling Instagram, watching TikTok, living on Snapchat or YouTube? If so, they may be silently developing a serious addiction to social media platforms. Countries all around the world are banning these highly addictive apps for kids under 16. Go to socialabuse66.com right now to see if you qualify for potential compensation. Lawsuits worth millions now allege major social media companies intentionally design these platforms to addict kids under 18. Research links excessive use to depression, anxiety, eating disorders, inappropriate adult exposure, and even suicidal thoughts. If your child suffered serious emotional or psychological harm tied to social media use, you may qualify for potential compensation. Go to socialabuse66.com for a free case review. That's socialabuse66.com.
This is a paid advertisement for legal services by the Goldwater Law Firm in Phoenix, Arizona. Primary legal services performed by co-counsel law firms. For additional disclaimers, go to goldwaterlawfirm.com.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey sports station. Live from the Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app. Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
With your fan headlines, it's Sean Myers. The Pirates suffered a 4-2 loss in 11 innings against the New York Mets on Saturday. Mitch Keller was effective, 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 3 strikeouts. Brian Reynolds and Nick Gonzalez each had a couple of hits and a run batted in. Pirates and Mets continued today. 1:40 is the first pitch. Carmen Majinski on the mound for the Buccos. Nolan McLean opposes for the Mets. Coverage on 93.7 The Fan begins at noon with the North Shore Tavern leadoff show. Headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, visit 937thefan.com.
Live and local, even on the weekends. Let's go! Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, Pittsburgh's hometown sports station.
Why do some teams wear the City Connect jerseys on Saturdays, and why do some of them wear them on Fridays?
If you're asking me,
I am.
I have no idea. That's their prerogative, I suppose.
Because the Pirates are getting new ones. They leaked, and then I think because they leaked, they threw out the video teaser with A.J. Burnett. I'm a fan of the new ones. I don't know if you've seen the video yet.
I didn't, but I did hear a great back and forth you and Ty Polk had about jerseys one time.
Oh, did you?
Yes. About the Titans, I believe.
Yes.
You're a big jersey guy.
I am a big jersey guy.
I feel like I completely lack fashion sense, and most people that see me would probably agree with that. So I don't really have a good gauge. Although I will say my favorite team, the Seattle Mariners, in large part due to their mid-90s jerseys.
Yeah, some of the great ones. When I was younger, I used to draw. If I wasn't going to get into this at one point and I wanted to do sports, I probably would have designed uniforms or wanted to design uniforms for Nike or somebody, because I'm a big jersey fan.
Maybe you and Polk can still get into that someday. Team up and create your own.
Well, no, I'm sure I really invited him into that conversation about the Titans jerseys. I'm sure he didn't jump into that all on his own.
Talking Eddie George.
412-928-9370. Let's go to David in Penn Township. What's up, Dave? We're talking to O'Neal Cruz this morning. What's up, David? Good morning.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for taking my call.
You got it, man.
O'Neal Cruz, yeah. O'Neal Cruz, yeah. He is a crazy good athlete. Everybody knows that. That's good. But he's in the wrong sport. He should be a receiver for the Steelers. Way less complicated, super fast. I don't know if he can take a hit, but that's my number one comment.
I don't know. See, David, I don't know if it's football. If we're going to pick another sport for him, it might be basketball.
No, it's too complicated. He is not, I hate to say it, he just don't seem too bright. He's too complex for him. Third base would be better than shortstop because it's easier than shortstop. Center field, he's, obviously not very good. And it seems like when it comes to batting, he just gets lucky, and his athleticism helps him get to be out about 199. I don't know. That's what I really think.
Well, and then that's the thing too. It's I think I mean, and there's been athletes across a bunch of sports that have been delicate in the fact that maybe that they struggle a little bit more on the mental side of things. They get down on themselves, and that seems to be an issue with him, and it seems to have always been an issue with him. And I said it earlier, I wonder where he'd be right now if he didn't break his leg in 2023. I'm not making excuses for the fact that, his career is where it is now, and it has nothing to do with, him not being able to make routine plays in center field. Like, that's inexcusable, but I really wonder where he'd be as a baseball player right now if that catastrophic injury 3 years ago didn't happen to him.
That's a good point. Hey, I got one more small comment, and that is the caller talked about the idea of him having a very minimal English grasp. Can't really speak English hardly at all. I really do believe that hurts him, though, because he can only communicate inside a small world. He's not like he can just chat it up and get advice from all his teammates. There's only certain people can communicate with him other than through facial expressions. So, if he wants to get trained up by a coach, he has to be bilingual. If he wants to be...
That's never stopped. That didn't stop Shohei Ohtani. Didn't stop Evgeny Malkin. Didn't stop, how many Hispanic, Asian, whether it's, Chinese, Japanese athletes across sports, Korean, it doesn't stop the Dodgers from winning because they have a lot of Japanese talent on their team, and I'm not well-versed enough to know how much English that all of those players speak, but you can win championships that way. It's been done before. It'll continue to be done. Let's go to Colton and Zelianople. Hello, Colton.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. I wanted to talk, I'm a little bit more hopeful than other people are with O'Neal Cruz.
And I don't blame you, Colton, because he's got superstar potential traits.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. He hasn't had that much time at center field. I think we give him a season there. I think the whole thing's an attitude thing, too. Once he gets a little bit more confident center field, I think that the bat will come there. And once he gets some sunglasses on his face, he'll catch more balls. I think if he gets the center field thing figured out, everything will be better. I'm just not – and, Colton, I agree with you that there's the traits there, and thanks for the call. I think the leash is too short at this point. I'm not ready to give him a full season in center field. If you give that guy a full season and it trends the way, at least I think it's going to trend with O'Neal Cruz, you're sacrificing ball games.
When you say a full season, we should clarify he got all of last year there as well.
When did they move him?
I think it was the end of 2024,
I think you're right. Yeah.
So
because Noah had talked about that on one of my shows in an article for the PG. Noah Hiles, defensive blunders cost the Pirates the game from Cruz in center field last year. So you are right.
Yeah, and
on opening day.
I think it was fair to say he'll get better throughout the year if you're talking about this time a year ago. But now you're starting to, get to the point where it's no longer excusable that he's inexperienced there. And by the way, there's other players who figure this out pretty quickly. I think Fernando Tatis is a really good outfielder now, and he made the move, and he took naturally to playing the outfield after being a shortstop.
Yeah, Mookie Betts did it too. The list is kind of goes on, and what those players I think have that O'Neal Cruz doesn't is the mental side of things. Let's just call it what it is. He is just not a very, when it comes to just being locked in mentally, I question if O'Neal Cruz is able to do it night in and night out. And again, giving O'Neal Cruz another full season in center field, let's call what opening day what it was. They lost that game and went down early in that game because O'Neal Cruz is inept in center field. Paul Skeens does not get pulled after 2/3 of an inning and 37 pitches if O'Neal Cruz knows how to play. Actually, let me repeat that. If Jake Mangum is in center field. Now, that first one, a little bit tougher. The first fly ball that Cruz misjudged, I still think anybody else would have caught that. But the second one that scored the 5th run, what are we talking about? Another full season of O'Neal Cruz in center field will cost this team games. Just like it cost them one on Thursday to start the season. Let's go to Mike. What's up, Mike? Good morning.
Hey, good morning. I just started listening, so someone said this. I apologize, but I think moving O'Neal Cruz to a designated hitter role where he could just concentrate on hitting has, some merit. If he pulls what he did in New York, in Pittsburgh, the entire city is going to turn on him and boo him out of the stadium.
Sure, yeah, but Mike, the problem is, and I agree with you in theory, because honestly, I'm at the point now with O'Neal Cruz where I think his future as a big leaguer, period, is at DH. I think defensively, all hope is all lost for him. But you have Marcell Ozuna on an 8-figure contract this year. And yes, he has struggled to start the season, only 2 games. But Marcell Ozuna, I think you're going to start to see, some power at DH. And I don't think, because then if you move Cruz to DH because you want to keep that bat in the lineup every day, what does that do with the O'Hearn, Ozuna, Horwitz dynamic at first base, right field, DH? It kind of log jams things in that regard. So I don't think there's a lot of room immediately for O'Neal Cruz at DH. Now, with that being said, like I said, I think his future is there because I'm just about ready to give up on him as a defensive anything.
Yeah, I agree. I just think it doesn't have to be a binary equation. I would say when he's at home, if we want to give Ozuna a blow, that's when you put Cruz in at DH. On the road, if you need to use him out in the field, I just my crystal ball, which is often wrong, but I see in my crystal ball him being at PNC Park, making a real boneheaded play, the crowd booing him, and then all confidence, all hope is going to be lost.
I don't even know if he needs to make a boneheaded play, Mike. I think when Greg Brown delivers those opening day introductions and says number 15, O'Neal Cruz, he might get booed there.
If getting booed for fumbling a play in the outfield is going to completely derail him, then what are the chances that he's going to succeed even just playing DH? Because things are going to go bad there as well when he has an 0 for 25 stretch.
He was on the bench yesterday, comes in late, pinch hits, and strikes out. I agree wholeheartedly. But this all stems from the idea that he has potentially elite traits and could potentially be an elite player and has just never been able to put it together. Like, what O'Neal Cruz is potentially capable of is, in the mind of Don Kelly and the Pirates staff, worth keeping him in the lineup every day. And I said this earlier, I think him on the bench yesterday was strictly because the Pirates were facing, a left-handed starter. I anticipate Cruz back out there in center field today, but maybe Jake Mangum made Don Kelly rethink things. He was 2 for at the plate yesterday. I think it ended up being 2 for 5. Scored a run and looked mighty sharp out there in center field defensively.
The other thing about, Cruz and the fact that you said that he was sitting because it's against a lefty. Could you ever really, truly invest $100+ million in a guy like that you'll probably never be able to play against any quality left-handed starting pitcher?
No.
I mean, that's going to take him out of the lineup, 40 games a season, and then late game scenarios when they bring in a lefty to face him. That's just not a guy you can invest that type of money in. And I'm not throwing Crowley or anyone under the bus, but before last season began, people were saying they need to sign him to the, Wander Franco extension. Get him signed so he's here long term. No one else can do what he does. That could have been potentially disastrous had they given him $120 or $140 million.
Well, the one that they should be focusing on giving $120 and $140 million is playing for the Indianapolis Indians right now, and hopefully they're able to figure something out with Connor Griffin. But they signed Cruz to a 1-year, $3.3 million deal to avoid arbitration. He has ARB 2 in 27, if there's a season, ARB 3 in 28, and he's an unrestricted free agent in 2029. At maximum, his last season as a Pirate is 2028. I have a hard time believing, whether it's Ben Cherington or another general manager, that they extend O'Neal Cruz. He hasn't done anything to prove it, and far from it. So I'm with you. I mean, maybe just because he's under club control, you try to ride it out. But if you do that and it doesn't work out, then obviously that diminishes what you could get for him return-wise in a trade if you choose to go that route. But right now, I say you just sit him down. Let's go to Dave in Wexford. Hey, Dave.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning. How are you?
my thoughts are just running all over the place with O'Neal Cruz at this point. You know, he's 27 years old. This isn't a 23-year-old that they brought up with all this potential that is having all these problems. The guy's going to be 28 at the end of the year.
Yeah, which is exactly why I said that. There's like, in my mind, a 0% chance he gets a contract extension from this club.
Right. I mean, he's going to be 28. And the funny thing is everybody in the offseason talked about when is it going to happen that a defensive gap cost this team a game. It took 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Into the season for it to happen.
That's how long it was? Did you actually kept track? It was 20 minutes? Because I would just keep track by innings.
Yeah, I mean, it took 20 minutes for this to occur. It wasn't like it happened in May that it happened. It happened 20 minutes into the first game of the season.
Yeah.
And, you know, how much longer are you going to deal with this? O'Neal Cruz is good for three things: walking, striking out, or possibly hitting a home run. So, you know, Kyle Schwarber is exactly like that. But Kyle Schwarber does it a whole hell of a lot better than O'Neal Cruz does.
And the thing about him, too, Dave, and thanks for the call, when he hits the home run, he hits it 500 feet, and we're all like, oh, wow. And it's like, it's the Michael Corleone in Godfather Part 3. Just when I thought I was out, he pulls us back in. Like, who's to say that Cruz doesn't have like a 2-for-5 day and takes Nolan McLean 480 feet into right field? And then what? Like, what do we say after 3 games? Don on the south side. What's up, Don?
Yeah, good morning, gentlemen. Hey, my observation is this. Game number 1, you just traveled from Florida where it's sunny all day. You go to New York, which was a beautiful day. The guy's playing center field without sunglasses. I think the guy just doesn't have common sense. And I just don't think he's engaged 100% like some of these other ball players, even on fly balls. It takes him, like, as fast as he is, it takes him a second to gear up to go run after the ball. And, you know, so he's not 100% focused on the game is what I'm getting at. And it definitely can cause the team. And the outfielder they had out there yesterday, that was a hell of a catch he had going away from home plate all the way to the warning track. He busted his butt, gave 100% right off the crack of the bat, and that's what this Pirate team needs to be a winner.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that. The effort, again, is TBD on Cruz. I just don't think he's very smart in center field and is a very smart baseball player. Like, Don Kelly is a professional baseball manager. I don't know what the day-to-day responsibilities and priorities are for a big league manager, but I would assume one of them isn't checking, you know, as your 9 defensive players go out and play defense, making sure that they have the right equipment on. That seems like little league stuff. And O'Neal Cruz wasn't wearing sunglasses. And Noah Hiles said it perfectly on my show Thursday night. I don't care if he wears sunglasses or not. Sun has existed forever. Players in the 40s, when lights didn't exist, played in the sun all the time, and you still have to catch fly balls. It's not an excuse. That being said, if it's going to help you and aid in the fact that you're going to be able to see the ball and catch it, him not wearing sunglasses doesn't make any sense. And after the game on Thursday, DK was asked about it, Donnie Kelly, and was like, yeah, we've got to be better prepared or something along those lines in that regard. And the way that I inferred that quote was he was probably wondering why Cruz wasn't wearing sunglasses or eye black or something either. And that goes back to what our previous caller was saying when it comes to common sense. It's fair to question. Jim in Indiana before the break. What's up, Jim? Good morning.
Hi, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I can't understand him at all. I've coached for 36 years, and I've never seen anybody who I've had kids that had zero ability, but they worked hard. He has all kinds of ability, and he does not. I don't get it. I don't know if you kick him. If I had players like that, I would ride him like a horse till I got what I wanted out of him. And I just don't understand. He's like, I watch him, and I don't know. I know Clemente had trouble when he first came up, but nothing like this. Like, he was a total ball player.
Well, here's the thing about it, Jim. I'm like I said, I'm not going to question his want and his why and his will to work because I'm not in that locker room every day. I don't see it. I don't know. And I don't think there's been a whole lot of concrete proof to suggest that he doesn't care and doesn't work hard. In the offseason, we heard that, he's doing different things as far as, taking BP and different two strikes approach. We've actually heard the contradictory, like that he is taking the necessary steps to work and get better and improve, and it's still not working, which is why my take on him is that I just question whether or not mentally he's capable of playing big league defense, and him not being able to play big league defense and it mentally screwing him up bleeds over onto the offensive side. And again, like if you move him to DH, which I think is future, where I think his future is, that could fix things, but they can't do that in 2026 because they've got Marcell Ozuna. It's a very unique predicament, and I think the only solution right now is if it continues, you got to sit him.
Yeah, you take before he moves he'll be at second base and he moves on a ground ball right in front of him to third. Those are very simple things that
little league stuff
players don't. Yeah, and they don't do it. Yeah, and I just don't understand. I don't want to say that he doesn't care, but I don't know. If he didn't care, I don't know that he'd be playing ball, right?
Yeah, I guess. Jim, thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it. Enjoy your Sunday. Maybe I'm also partial to Jake Mangum out there in center field because something about a southpaw out there just gets me going, and it has everything to do with the fact that I'm also left-handed, and I appreciate left-handed people.
One other thing that I've heard, and again, I know we have a lot of people here who know more about baseball and the Pirates than I do, but it seemed like multiple people were saying the signing of Marcell Ozuna maybe finally gets Cruz back to his comfort spot because he thrived when he was with Carlos Santana. And we have callers saying, he can't communicate with his teammates, which is off base, but maybe it does help a little bit that he has a guy like Ozuna. I don't know that that's going to make any difference at this point.
No.
Do we have any evidence that indicates that that's going to suddenly unlock all this potential in him? It seems like you could
I think
optimistically at a million different reasons for why this is going to be the year, and it still seems like no matter what circumstances, however you surround him with teammates or, comfortability with a new position, whatever, it doesn't seem like it's going to make a difference at this point.
And I think a lot of the Ozuna, the narrative that, Ozuna helping Cruz, in addition to them, being pretty much of the same, nationality, like the same way Carlos Santana helped them in 23 or 24, whatever, 24, right? It was 2024. The years run together with all the one-year deals. Anyway, I took it more as Marcell Ozuna is in the middle of that lineup, and that provides insurance for O'Neal Cruz to be able to blend into the offense a little bit more, the same way for Brian Reynolds, right? But again, it doesn't help you when you can't play sound defense. O'Neal Cruz has the phone lines buzzing. We'll get back to the phones when we come back. Wanted to get into the Penguins. We will eventually, I promise. But if we're going to, keep talking about O'Neal Cruz, let's keep talking about O'Neal Cruz because, like I said, the phone lines are buzzing and Sean Myers is back there and he is busy. Fan Twitter brought to you by South Hills Kia Peters Township. Visit them at southhillskia.net. You can watch us on Twitter at 937 The Fan, just the same way you can watch us on YouTube this morning as well. I'll wave into the camera. Hello. Sean's got a headline, and then we'll come back. We'll get back to the phones when we come back. Colin Beasley will join us at the top of the hour from Queens, from Citi Field, ahead of the series finale. 1:40 first pitch. North Shore Tavern leadoff show gets underway at noon right here on The Fan. Until then, I'm Jack Hillgrove, and we're taking you up until 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
Sean Myers with your Fan Headlines. The Penguins suffered a 6-3 loss at home against the Dallas Stars on Saturday. Goal scorers included Anthony Mantha, Eric Carlson, and Noel Achari. Fan Headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, 937thefan.com.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi for the FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook partner of 93.7 The Fan. Right now, FanDuel customers can get up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days. This is for new customers. And here's how it works. Place a tournament bet using the token, and if it doesn't win, you'll get up to $300 back in bonus bets every single day for 10 straight days. You can mix things up with same-game parlays for a shot at a bigger payout. So visit FanDuel.com/Andrew to sign up today. Michigan was my pick before the tournament started. They are still my pick to win it all. Dusty May, their coach, he's been to the final semifinal before with Florida Atlantic. He now has much better players, including at least 2 or 3 NBA guys. And I think they will advance past this weekend. 21 plus in President, Pennsylvania. Bonus bets are now withdrawable and expire 7 days after receipt. Tokens are received in increments of 1 per day. Restrictions apply. See terms. Sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't let bad feet stop you from being active and getting healthy. Trade in your bad feet for good feet at the Good Feet store.
I need a little range, step to the range, come on, meet me at the
Introducing the new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club sandwich. With that juicy Chick-fil-A chicken on a buttermilk ranch bun, jalapeno ranch sauce, and pickled jalapenos, it's a little ranch with a lot of kick. The new Chick-fil-A Jalapeno Ranch Club with original spicy or grilled filet. Available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
Hey, it's Pony. Imagine a world where you can leave the house and take your home Wi-Fi speeds with you. Thanks to Xfinity Mobile, it's not just a fantasy. Just picture it. You're at your kid's soccer practice, streaming the other game in 4K, just like that. In the airport, download a cozy family comedy in a snap with Wi-Fi Power Boost. What if the places you had to be felt more like everywhere you wanted to be? That's the magic of Xfinity Mobile. Reliable Wi-Fi and 5G when you need it. Xfinity, imagine that. To get started, call or visit Xfinity.com or drop into an Xfinity store today. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Visit XfinityMobile.com to learn more. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus regular rates for 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience. More, Verizon Unlimited Plus and AT&T Starter. As of 2/10/26. Taxes, fees extra. After promotion, regular rates apply.
March is full of lucky days, and at Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi North Hills, that means more green in your pocket. Finance a new 2025 Mitsubishi Outlander or the 4-time Family Green Car of the Year winner, Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV, for 0% APR for 72 months. Drive with confidence. Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty and 2 years, 30,000 miles of complimentary limited maintenance both come standard on all new Mitsubishi models. Your deal.
Your way.
What a great day.
At Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi in the North Hills.
Call 412-453-8035 for offer details. Hey, it's Crowley. It's weekend time, and you know what that means. You need beer, and there's one place to go for all your weekend beer needs, and that's Hampton Beer Outlet. They've got the best prices around on your favorite beers, and this weekend isn't any different. Busch and Busch Light 30-pack cans, $19.99. Heineken 18-pack bottles, the low price, $19.99. Mick Ultra 24-pack cans, $19.99. That's right, Michelob Ultra 24 packs, $19.99 at Hampton Beer Outlet. Drive a little, save a lot. Hampton Beer Outlet. Hockey is a passion for fans of the sport, but also for the youth who fall in love with the game. With the ever-increasing cost of participating in hockey, many families face financial challenges. The Assisted Goals Foundation was founded to remove financial barriers and to create lasting growth in the sport for current and future players of all backgrounds and communities. Help the Assisted Goals Foundation make the game of hockey available and accessible to anyone, anywhere, at any time. You too can provide an assist. Donate today at assistedgoals.org.
Hop in a John Deere Gator XUV for a day's work. Let's see what's on the to-do list. There goes the tree. And the fence. Not a problem. Because you've got a cargo box filled with solutions. Up to 4,000 pounds of towing capacity. And you're ready to roll.
The power's out!
Here we go again. The Gator XUV, built for every kind of workday. Learn more at johndeere.com/Gator XUV. Nothing runs like a deer.
93.7 The Fan is cleared by aquickdrain.com. Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills.
.93.7 The Fan and the Pittsburgh Pirates want to visit your teams in action for our youth baseball and softball showcase. Parents and coaches, send us an email at youthsports@937thefan.com. To register your 12 and under team, and 93.7 The Fan may make a stop to your field. It's brought to you by Keystone Custom Apparel. You can find the details at 937thefan.com. My name's Jack Hillgrove. It's a Sunday morning. Sean Myers taking your phone calls, working diligently back there. Sean, you're getting more of an exercise back there than normal, manning the phones.
Yeah, we got a lot of people wanting to talk O'Neal Cruz. You got him fired up this morning.
Rightfully so. I think they should bench him. And I think as far as being a defensive player in a major league uniform, infield, outfield, wherever, I think it's pretty much donezo for number 15. We'll start this segment with Rick and Plum. Hello, Rick. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Love listening to the show.
Thank you.
I have hope for O'Neal. I think the problem that he has is that he's trying to put the whole team on his back. His mistakes are from him trying to make plays. Like that first ball that went over his head, he was trying to make a play. He was trying to cut that runner off the plate. I know first step back is supposed to be when the line drives hit at center field, but he was trying to make a play. And real quick, I just wanted to thank Seth Myers for doing an amazing job announcing my kids' Carlo games back in the day.
Oh,
my daughter was a Carlo cleanup hitter for a couple years, and we get to listen to Seth Myers on loop sometimes when we're watching old home run calls, and Seth did a great job. And but I love listening to the show. I think O'Neal's going to be okay if he could just make the routine plays routine and keep the runner off of second base. Like, hit your cutoff man. Quit trying to be the savior.
Sure. Rick, thanks for the call. Even though I disagree with Rick, that's the best call of the morning because he was given this. I would hope he knows your name, Sean, and he just goes with Seth because that's a Starkey thing. But nonetheless, big-time pop for you this morning.
Oh, yeah. Carlos Celtic softball. And he's from Plum, which is where I grew up, of course. So we have multiple connections.
Did you know who he was as soon as he called in? Did he hit you?
No, but so sometimes, just go a little behind the scenes here.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when someone calls, we already see the name and their location. Other times it's blank and we have to fill it in. When he called, it showed up as Plum. So I figured, okay, maybe this is someone who knows me. I've crossed paths with, whatever, over the years. But he did not reference any of that when I answered. So he was saving a surprise for on the air, I suppose.
Is there another organization that has what am I trying to say? Is there another sports team out there that's nicknamed the Celtics other than Carlo and Boston that you know of off the top of your head?
There is one, and I'm trying to. So I also do Seton Hill, and they're the Griffins, which is also somewhat unique. There's not a lot of Griffins out there, and there's not a lot of Celtics out there. Although there's some people that will say that it shouldn't be Celtics at all. It should be Celtics. I say Celtics.
Everybody says Celtics. Since Bill Russell was winning championships.
Well, you go across the ocean, you'll get
sure.
Celtics.
Yeah, no, I get it. We go from east of the city to north. Joan in the North Hills. Hello, Joan. Good morning to you.
Oh, hi, Jack. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for giving us a ring this morning.
Oh, my pleasure. Hey, listen, I agree with you. I always thought back to that injury as well to Cruz. I watched that game, and I thought, this doesn't bode well. But this harkens, my question is this, doesn't this harken back to his basic understanding of the game? Didn't that injury occur because of the manner in which he did slide into that base?
It's a great point. That's a really good point because you watch him play center field, and yes, it's a different position to him, but he had a full season of it last year. But you watch him in year 2 out there, and it's like, let's call it what it is. Like, we all have our gripes about the Pirates organization, but at the bare minimum, every major league organization has people that are like equipped with teaching somebody how to play center field. He has, I'm sure, received probably more than enough time in molding on how to learn how to play that position since they moved him there, and he's still not grasping it. So, yeah, I think that's a fair point to bring up for sure.
Right. And I know what you said about Evgeny Malkin and the language thing, but it certainly wouldn't kill him to get a basic grasp of the language. Look at how far Malkin has come.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, that's a good point. And maybe one day O'Neal Cruz, when it's all said and done for him, and I root for the guy, right? I hope he plays Major League Baseball well into his 30s, like Evgeny Malkin's playing hockey well into his late 30s, early 40s. And then maybe by that point, hopefully, the English does get better for him. But for right now, I'm not going to worry about it too much.
We did hear the name Kevin Kiermaier quite a bit as a guy who was working with O'Neal Cruz.
Yes.
So he just wrapped up his career recently. He was an outstanding outfielder, defensively one of the best. So that was another way that they're trying to, and I'm not saying he was only working with Cruz. I think he was probably working with multiple outfielders, but it seemed like specifically this was the guy that they were hoping would unlock that defensive potential in Cruz. So they've done everything really possible to try to put him in the best possible situation. And it's early returns. I know, small sample size, but it still doesn't seem like it's working.
Okay, so we've got the Maine Celtics, formerly the Maine Red Claws. That's the G League team of the Boston Celtics. We have Celtic FC, which is a Scottish professional European football team.
See, I would be curious. I would think they might be the Celtics. That's just a guess.
They probably call themselves Celtic FC over there, I'm sure. Dewsbury Celtic.
That sounds foreign as well.
English Rugby League. And how about this one?
Can we include Seamus?
Oban Celtic. A Scottish Shinty club. What is Shinty? I mean,
we probably have one listener.
Oh, it's field hockey. It's like men's field hockey.
I was going to say someone must have played Shinty at some point in time that's tuning in right now.
Played Shinty is a team sport played with sticks and a ball, is the first sentence on Wikipedia.
Do you know what shinny is?
No.
I think it's a form of like kind of pickup hockey in Canada, I believe.
Okay. Played mainly in the Scottish Highlands and among Highland migrants to the major cities of Scotland. The sport was formerly more widespread in Scotland and even played in northern England into the second half of the 20th century and other areas where Scottish Highlands migrated. With comparisons are made to hockey, the two games have several important differences. In Shinty, a player is allowed to play the ball in the air and use both sides of the stick. The latter is called caiman, which is a wooden and slanted on both sides. The stick may also be used to block and tackle, although a player may not come down on an opponent's stick, a practice called hacking. I've read this entirely too much, but in layman's terms, it is just a version of Scottish men's field hockey.
Some would say this segment is a little hacking on our behalf.
Oh, big time. Yeah, absolutely. Let's go back to the phones and get it back towards Pittsburgh sports and Tom in Greensburg. Hello, Tom.
Good morning, Jack. How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Fantastic. A little FOE action here in the crowd.
There you go. You ever play Shinty?
Negative.
Okay.
Negative. Hey, have you ever seen two players to profile more than Cruz and George Pickens with the just amazing talent and wow, make you shake your head with some of the plays they make, and then come back and just make you shake your head with some of the plays they make. It's like They are so full. Which brings me to my point, I think. Do you think the Pirates would be better served at this point for both them and him just to move on from him, move him to another team, and get something in return for him?
I'm slowly creeping towards that take, Tom, and thanks for the call. The difference between him and I understand the comparison, him and Pickens, but George Pickens went to another team and had a career year. If O'Neal Cruz went to another team in 2027, if they play baseball, I don't have any confidence in the fact that O'Neal Cruz would be able to have a career year with the Texas Rangers or the Seattle Mariners. And if we're going to call it what it is, George Pickens was a better Steeler than O'Neal Cruz was a Pirate as far as being a professional athlete. Cruz was not nearly as good at baseball as George Pickens was at football, in my mind. Let's go to the Meditator now on the Fan. Good morning, Meditator.
Good morning, Jack. Good morning, Seth. Good morning, Seth. Good morning, Jack. Calling in from Chicago.
The Windy City.
Yeah, right. Blustery politicians. I have a very different perspective for you.
Okay.
And that is, first, I wonder how much in any major league, any major sport, professional sport, and just in this case, of course, Major League Baseball, do teams actually employ someone who is basically a mindfulness coach, a meditation and yoga teacher, to actually have the players work with how they feel in their bodies and being able to focus more and concentrate and calm through meditation? Because I think something like that would benefit O'Neal Cruz a lot.
It could. Sports psychology is a profession. I'm sure, and I mean, I know, listen, I know collegiate athletes are able to see sports psychologists, with their respective Division I programs. If Division I college athletes have sports psychologists at their disposal, professional athletes, I'm sure, do as well. I don't know that for a fact, and I'm not going to disagree with you. It sounds like a good idea in theory, but I would imagine at least, to try and better the mental aspect of the game, I'm sure that Major League Baseball players have the ability to see a sports psychologist if they want to.
Well, the psychology is one thing, right? The psychologist is one thing, but I've learned that it's not just a mindset. You can't just play a game with a mindset. You have to be able to feel into your body, especially with fans screaming at you and roaring at you. How does a guy like O'Neal Cruz feel? How is he feeling inside?
I don't know. Real quick before I let you go, because your name, you've called in as the Meditator and you bring up meditation. Not to put you on the spot, do you have a quick exercise that Sean and I can do really quick before I let you go?
A quick exercise that you do?
Yeah, just something we could do right here live on the radio.
Do you want me to lead you in a 1-minute meditation?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right, guys. So you're sitting probably. Mm-hmm. Just let your hands rest in your lap. Close your eyes gently. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Couple deep breaths. And just let it come to mind. Don't try to force it. What is my intention for today? And just feel into that.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. That I feel better. And I mean that sincerely. That is not a sarcastic take at all, man. Thanks for the call.
Namaste.
Did you do it too?
I did. I do not particularly feel better, but I feel like if that was something I did for a long period of time in a proper setting when we're not working on a radio.
My day probably has a little bit more structure, because what are you doing after today? Are you done? You don't have anything going on?
Don't worry about what I'm doing.
I'm just asking, because I
have Carlos softball, oddly enough.
Okay, so you're like me. My bad for assuming. You know what they say when you assume. He's like, okay, tell yourself what you want to do for the rest of the day. I've got to go home and take a nap, and then I've got to go anchor 3 sportscasts at 6, 10, and 11 tonight in the Ohio Valley. So I told myself I was going to take a good nap, and then I'm going to go put together 3 really good sportscasts tonight for the viewers in the Ohio Valley.
Very restful nap. You'll be rejuvenated.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to do that every day now, and I'm not even kidding. I am as serious.
Have you ever done
as
yoga?
Serious gets. No, I would like to. If I need to, you know what's terrible? I moved into an apartment complex in September, and I can count on one hand how many times I've been to like the fitness area, and it's really nice. It was, I think, more so a perfect storm of me moving in, and then the weather got bad. You know what I mean? You just kind of like reside inside a little bit more.
Well, you could do yoga in your living room.
Sure. I'm
light a candle, perhaps. I've done yoga before. You're familiar with P90X?
Yes.
Okay, so
never done it, but I've heard of it. Yeah.
It was one of my better life accomplishments, actually doing that, like start to finish, pretty much every single day for the 90 days, many moons ago. But my least favorite part of the whole P90X was the yoga, because it was like an hour and a half. And the other exercises were ballpark like an hour. Some would be done in 45 minutes. So it was very time consuming. Now, there's all sorts of different types where you could do much quicker. But just me doing an hour and a half of yoga consistently, I just got turned off by how long it was. But there was parts that I thought were relaxing and beneficial and good for your body and your stretching and all that. But I would say I would need it to be a much quicker which kind of defeats the purpose,
no,
right?
That makes sense. No,
yoga's probably supposed to be a very slow, like you slow your heartbeat. But yeah, it took too long. That was the drawback that I had, is if I could do yoga in like 20 to 30 minutes, I'd probably be way more open to it. But doing it for an hour and a half just took too much of my day up.
412-928-9370. Let's go to Matt, who's been patient. Hello, Matt. Good morning.
Morning, guys. How we doing?
Good, man. We don't have to meditate, so you can just get into your take, and then we'll go from there, man.
Call and talk about O'Neal Cruz.
You got it. Go for it.
The guy is a subpar major leaguer in the outfield. He's a liability in the field.
Yep.
The only good thing that guy does is he gives you 1 or 2 stat casts in a month where he hits a 150 mile per hour home run or throws a 105 mile per hour ball to the home plate. That's really all the guy does. I'd like Mangum yesterday. He looks like a full ball player out there. O'Neal Cruz looks like Gregory Palanco trying to run the bases.
Well, and he also looks like Gregory Palanco trying to field fly balls. I mean, when that second one happened, Matt, and thanks for the call, man, I went back to Palanco, what was that, 2015 against the Cubs when he tripped in right field. I mean, it's the first thing I thought of.
I looked up Palanco, by the way. He's, I guess, been playing in Japan for the last 5 years. His major league career ended at age 29.
Yeah.
He's never played a game since then, and it was, just with the Pirates. He never caught on anywhere else. Doesn't seem like at this point anyone's interested in bringing him back to play on the major league level.
And it's funny because, and our last caller, Matt, brings up Palanco, and you just said it, Polanco's major league career ends at 29. O'Neal Cruz is 27 right now. And
you could argue Polanco's numbers were better in his career to what Cruz has done to this point. Obviously, they're a little bit different, but there's some real similarities.
Is Gregory Polanco still in Japanese baseball?
I believe he is, yes.
Yes, he is. Good for him. I mean, I'm sure he makes a decent chunk of change.
And you'll see every now and then a guy goes over to Japan or Korea and does come back and play in the majors, but 5 years is a long time. You're probably at this point not making it back to the major league level.
Okay. Gregory Polanco's final season with the Pirates, he had 336 at-bats in 2021 and hit 208 with 11 homers. O'Neal Cruz, last season, in 471 at-bats, hit 200 flat with 20 home runs.
If you have his numbers pulled up, I bet his career batting average is below 241, which was Polanco's in his Pirates career.
It is. It's 232. O'Neal Cruz's career OPS is 732. Polanco's is 718.
There's similarities. There's real similarities.
There are. That's interesting you bring that up. Let's go to Anthony in Oakland. Anthony, I haven't talked to you in a while. Good morning, good sir.
Thank you. What's sad is people had so much enthusiasm for this team. And then after the first game, it seemed to have just sucked all of that out of everybody, just from the actions of one player, which tells me that one player has to be extracted from this team. It's just that simple. And that's just where the general manager gets paid. We keep talking about his immense talent. He's not displaying it here. So it's time to move on, get you a center fielder who can do all the fundamental things that we would like. Now, hopefully a speedy guy.
I think they have one. I think they already have one, Anthony. We saw it yesterday. He had 2 hits and made one heck of a play out there and used some speed to make that play.
Well, that's unfortunately, just like typical Pirates it's been for the last 30-something years, they got a great pitching performance, but their hitting went sour. So, I mean, in regulation. So it's just something about this team. It must be the curse of Barry Bonds, because once Barry Bonds left town, this whole team has just been mediocre at best for those 3 years they had when they made the playoffs. But even then, I used to say to my son, they're not going to get out of the first round. It's just they sucked it out of me, and I've been watching this team. I was at the 1960 World Series as a 5-year-old. So I've seen a lot of winning around here, man. And it's sad to see what a franchise that I used to love more than football has deteriorated into.
Yeah, Anthony, thanks for the call. I mean, like I said, I'm not ready to throw the towel in on this season yet. I predicted them to win 86 games. I'm going to continue with that prediction despite the 0-2 start. It's funny, we're talking about O'Neal Cruz. And the Sportsnet Pittsburgh re-air of yesterday's game, we're at the point now in the 9th inning where Cruz is at the plate in his pinch hit. So while I take Earl's call, his name is Earl. Earl's calling, and I'll let you go, but I'm going to rewatch this at bat yesterday from O'Neal Cruz. Earl, did you ever watch My Name is Earl, that show?
Yeah. But anyway.
Go ahead, sorry.
If you've played any Little League or Pony League baseball, there's only 2 ways O'Neal makes the starting team. One is Dad is the manager, and the other one is if there's only 9 guys show up. And that's it.
All right, Earl. Thanks for the call, man. And as Earl got his point quick and to the point, O'Neal Cruz already struck out. 4 pitches yesterday.
He was not having any banter with you there.
No, he was short and sweet, and I respect that. You get to your point and you get on moving. But O'Neal Cruz taking the 1-1 pitch right down the middle yesterday in a 0-0 game kind of doesn't sit well with me. It was a 92-mile-an-hour fastball, pretty much in the lower third of the strike zone. At 6'7", you're long enough to be able to make that your sweet spot and go from there. He takes it for strike 2, and then I believe it was probably 2-seamer, cutter out of the zone, struck him out, and then Jake Mangum comes up, first pitch yesterday, base hit towards the other way. I love Jake Mangum. I might get a Jake Mangum jersey. Sean, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go up to the top of the hour because it is already 8:55, and then when we come back, Colin Beasley, otherwise known as the Beeswacker. And if you
I was going to say, do we have a nickname for him? But that works.
If you want to take a guess on which fan host nicknamed him the Beeswacker, I'll let you do so. Do you know who it is?
Jeff Hathorne.
Wrong. And
You're supposed to say wrong before, I guess.
Me saying wrong should be able to tell you who gave him that nickname. Colin Beasley, he's in Queens and covering the team for the PG. He'll join us in about a few minutes when we come back at the top of the hour. Fan text line brought to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates, personal injury law firm. They always say there's never a fee unless we get money for you. And fan weather brought to you by Secure Money Advisors. If you're looking to retire soon, let Secure Money Advisors get your retirement on track. Warmer today, much warmer today. High of 62. Tunchilkin, rest in peace, but also a high of 62. Josh Harrison in the year 2011. Jay Hay wearing the big 6'2", coming up as a rookie. How about that?
I should have included that. My apologies.
I didn't get a Penguin in there that I didn't know who it was. That you're usually.
You think that they've had a 62?
Should we look it up? Penguins that have worn 62. Oh my God, Carl Hagelin.
Oh yeah,
That's bad. That is atrocious. We're gonna.
He would super kick us if you knew.
We're gonna.
You like that little pun?
I do, Horse. We're gonna be very shameful that we didn't know that during the next commercial break. The Beeswacker, Colin Beasley, Pirates beat reporter for the Post-Gazette, joins us next from Queens. It's a Fan Sunday Morning with yours truly, Jack Hillgrove.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
This is Sean Myers bringing you Fan Headlines. The Pirates suffered an extra innings loss 4-2 in 11 against the New York Mets on Saturday, despite a really good start for Mitch Keller, who went 6 scoreless, permitting just 3 hits with 3 strikeouts. Pirates-Mets today, 1:40 to the first pitch. Nolan McLean will be throwing it for New York. The Pirates opposed with Carmen Majinski. Coverage on 93.7 The Fan. That begins at noon and is presented by Keystone Custom Apparel. Fan Headlines are powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, 93.7thefan.com.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Today is 25 days until the NFL Draft.
Get pumped for the draft.
Our NFL Draft Watch is brought to you by Lewis Anthony Jewelers. Have we met yet? Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan gets your day started with the latest in Pittsburgh sports with the Fan Morning Show with Doran Dickerson and Adam Crowley. Weekdays 5:40 to 10. Presented by Guardian Protection on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
We're excited that the draft is here in our backyard now.
We couldn't be more excited about the draft coming to Pittsburgh, but there's excitement about the draft on every front, and we're looking at what's bringing the green, brought to you by True Green. Did you know that the draft is expected to generate approximately $200 million for Western Pennsylvania? That's Bringing the Green, brought to you by True Green, right here on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Spring is almost here, and it's the perfect time for a brand new ride. South Hills Kia is kicking off March with incredible lease deals. Drive home a 2026 Kia Carnival LX, only $399 a month for 24 months with $39.99 due at signing. Or choose the 2025 Kia Seltos LX all-wheel drive, just $229 a month for 24 months with $34.99 due at signing. 10,000 miles per year. Lease offers exclude taxes and fees. No security deposit required. But don't wait. These March lease offers end March 31st, 2026. Visit southhillskia.net and drive into spring behind the wheel of a brand new Kia.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Text us on the Edgar Snyder and Associates text line at 412-928-9370. Edgar Snyder and Associates reminds you to text responsibly. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, built by Window Nation. Home of the buy two, get two free offer. HD1 Pittsburgh, an Odyssey Sports Station. Live from the Jim Shorkey Mitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills. Always live and free on the Odyssey app.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit. benefit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
At RamofPittsburgh.com, it's Ram Truck Month. Bring us your best offer on any new Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram truck, and we're going to beat it. No games, it's as easy as that. Visit RamofPittsburgh.com for all the details. We truly are Pittsburgh's Ram store.
In football, success is all about having the right team and a clear path to your destination. That's what you get with AMG Jets. AMG's private fleet of jets is ready to take you where you need to go with the safety and luxury you deserve. But today, we're focusing on a different kind of goal. AMG is sponsoring Feed the Need Radiothon to raise funds for the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank. Let's tackle hunger together. AMG Jets, taking you higher and helping our community soar. Visit AMGJets.com.
Giant Eagle is committed to giving back to the communities it serves. The supermarket that calls Pittsburgh home has partnered with Odyssey since 2020 to provide millions of meals to those facing hunger through the Feed the Need Radiothon. Today, Giant Eagle offers numerous ways to support Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank. Customers shopping at Giant Eagle stores can make a donation at the register through May 20th, or donations can be made anytime by visiting 937thefan.com. That's 937thefan.com.
Suddenly, it's spring. Save big on pools and patio furniture during Pool City's Spring into Saving Sale. Complete above-ground pool packages starting at just $21.99. Buy now and we'll install your pool for only $2.99. Shop our new patio collections like this 4-piece seating set for only $19.99 with free delivery plus 0% financing, or aluminum rust-free dining sets as low as $13.99. Spring into your local Pool City. Deals in March 30th. See more at shoppoolcity.com.
March matchups are in full swing. Trade the tournament in all 50 states with Kalshi. As the odds move, you can buy in and out of your position all tournament long. Download the Kalshi app. Use code FAN to get $10 when you trade 10. KALSHI. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
Your hometown building partner since 1956. 84 Lumber. Visit 84lumber.com.
Spring is almost here, and it's the perfect time for a brand new ride. South Hills Kia is kicking off March with incredible lease deals. Drive home a 2026 Kia Carnival LX, only $399 a month for 24 months with $39.99 due at signing. Or choose the 2025 Kia Seltos LX all-wheel drive, just $229 a month for 24 months with $34.99 due at signing. 10,000 miles per year. Lease offers exclude taxes and fees. No security deposit required. But don't wait. These March lease offers end March 31st, 2026. Visit SouthHillsKia.net and drive into spring behind the wheel of a brand new Kia.
Beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. This month, buy one room of carpet clean for free. Unlimited rooms of carpet. Visit ZeroResPGH.com and tell them 93.7 The Fan sent you. Zero Res.
Free trial is 7 days. If customer does not cancel prior to the end of a trial period, fees will apply.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Taxes was waiting on the refund you needed yesterday.
All right, your car repair is going to run about $3 grand.
Now Taxes is getting back on the road with TurboTax and Credit Karma, where you can get your refund up to 5 days faster and get personalized guidance to take every dollar further. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Deposit of federal refund into Credit Karma Money account and early submission of refund data by IRS required. Terms apply. Banking services provided by MVB Bank, Inc. Member FDIC. Credit Karma is not a bank.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I am grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Come on. No. It's just a golf lesson, champ. Loosen up. I can't. See that Hyundai Santa Fe? Yeah. I only paid for Finish up on your own. I gotta run.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Hurry, offer ends March 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
This is Sean Myers with your fan headlines. The Penguins suffered a 6-3 loss on Saturday as they fell against the Dallas Stars. Goal scorers included Anthony Mantha, Erik Karlsson, and Noel Acciari. Headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, visit 937thefan.com.
If it matters in Pittsburgh sports, we're talking about it. Even on the weekend.
That's cool.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, Pittsburgh's hometown sports station.
All right, 1 hour remaining. Actually, with us coming back at 9:08 here and having to be out a few minutes before, it's more like 45 minutes. We have a guest this segment, but plenty of time to sound off still on the Pirates and O'Neal Cruz and the Penguins and all that good stuff at 412-928-9370. We go to the fan hotline right now, and we go to Queens, or at least one of the 5 boroughs. And we find our good friend from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, Colin Beasley. Colin, are you staying in Queens as well, or are you staying somewhere else in the city and subwaying or taking the train to Citi Field? How's that working for you this weekend?
Yeah, good morning, Jack. I'm staying in Queens. I've done this. This is my second trip to Citi Field. Last time I stayed in Manhattan, and it was pretty difficult to get to the ballpark. So this time, staying a lot closer to the ballpark and going into the city via train whenever I need to visit some friends, but not far at all from Citi Field right now.
Well, that's good. You adapt and you learn, and it's good to hear that. Speaking of adapting and learning, let's go to O'Neal Cruz. That's been the topic of conversation since Thursday. I've probably taken 24 phone calls at least on O'Neal Cruz before you and I have had this chat. I know yesterday, and I think it was you that asked the question about his absence from the lineup, and it seemed like that Donnie Kelly was more focused on it being about against the lefty and wanting to get Jake Mangum in there and not so much Cruz being benched. So with all that, putting on your forecast helmet, do you anticipate Cruz in the lineup today for the Pirates, and you know, where do you see that shaking out?
First of all, I want to say that was a stellar transition about learning. Well done there.
Thank you.
Very, very professional. I do expect O'Neal Cruz to be in the lineup today. He's facing a right-hander in Nolan McLean, so I expect the Pirates to stack their lineup with lefties and go to something more similar to what they did Thursday than what they did yesterday against the lefty. And as for the decision to bench O'Neal Cruz, I think it was a little bit of both, because I asked Don Kelly the follow-up question of if this is something we can expect is more of a platoon decision. And I'm not 100% sure he would have told me, given it's 2 days into the season. I'm not sure they'd be ready to declare anyone a platoon bat at this point, even the guys that we know will be a platoon bat. But, I expect O'Neal Cruz to hit some against lefties. I think this specific matchup, when combined with what happened on Thursday, were the reasons that he wasn't in the starting lineup yesterday.
So I'll follow you up with this, and it's kind of a two-parter, and I'll ask you to put your thinking cap on again. How short do you think the leash is with O'Neal Cruz based off of what we saw on Thursday with the defensive blunders that seem to carry over into 2026? And is another position change off the table? Because it certainly seems like it is.
Yeah, I don't expect him to try to change his position mid-year again, and I don't really know where it would be because I've seen people suggest third base, but we saw what happened when he played shortstop, and third base is kind of more the same. It'd be another position to learn. In my opinion, that they should stick with him in center field and do all they can to make that work, and if they have to pull the plug, that's the position they should pull the plug from. I think the leash is certainly shorter than it was in previous years because this year you have other options for center field, other options for what to do without O'Neal Cruz in the lineup. You can have Jake Mangum play like he did yesterday. However, the Pirates do still need O'Neal Cruz to be good. They need him to play the way he's capable of playing if this team is to do well. So it's not like he's at risk of getting DFA'd or something major like that, especially not this early in the season. However, there is certainly a leash this year.
I want to ask you about Jake Mangum, too, and we're talking to Colin Beasley, who covers the team for the Post-Gazette. Mangum, it doesn't seem like Mangum is a guy that, is going to play every day, but I feel like he's a little bit better than just a platoon piece. He certainly made a good first impression in the regular season with Pirate fans yesterday, a couple of hits and that outstanding catch out in center field. How does his role maybe expand moving forward? Is there an avenue for him to potentially play every day, maybe outside of Cruz just getting benched permanently? What kind of role do you think Jake Mangum will continue to carve out for himself?
Yeah, I don't think he can be an everyday player just because the Pirates have, at least against right-handers, they're going to stick with the same lineup of Reynolds, O'Hearn, and Cruz in the outfield. But I do think we'll see a good dose of Jake Mangum. I think that he'll start whenever the Pirates are facing a lefty like they did yesterday. I think that once you get later into the season and you start thinking about off days for veterans like Reynolds or like O'Hearn or trying to rotate a little bit, I think Mangum will play there. I think it's something where he could end up starting like 2 or 3 times a week, if not even 3 to 4, but I don't think there's a path for him to be an everyday player just because the Pirates want to have O'Hearn, Reynolds, and Cruz in the lineup as much as possible.
To pitching now, Mitch Keller certainly started 2026 off on the right foot.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things I found interesting was that he's just dominated the Mets in his career. One of my best friends is a New York Mets fan who has been texting me nonstop throughout this series. And when he saw Mitch Keller was scheduled to pitch, he was just like, "Man, this guy again?" And I was like, "Wait, this is." I didn't necessarily know the history, and then I went to Keller's baseball reference page. He has like a career 1.7 ERA against the Mets. Wow. He's just done really, really well against this franchise for whatever reason. I didn't get to ask Mitch about that post game. I'd love to know whether he likes pitching against New York or just doesn't fear the Sotos and Lindors of the world or whatever it is. But for whatever reason, he's had a lot of success against that franchise.
Colin Beasley of the PG with us. What are your thoughts yesterday? I mean, they out-hit the Mets, but I think they only had, 2 hits with runners in scoring position. They left 17 on base yesterday. What do you make of that?
Yeah, 2 for 18 with runners in scoring position just isn't going to cut it. For me, it's because it's one game, I don't want to overreact to it. I don't want to say that this is something that is a huge problem the Pirates are going to have and will last for the rest of the season, but it certainly wasn't good enough yesterday. Going 2 for 18 and leaving 17 on base, that's a situation where, yes, it's good to have all that traffic and good that you're creating opportunities for yourself, but you just have to cash them in at some point. I wouldn't say that this is something that's going to last and something that the Pirates are going to have the exact same issues they had in 2025 with getting runners in. But at the same time, it wasn't encouraging that they were able to get plenty of people on base and just not cash them in. It was one of those performances that just wasn't good enough. And Don Kelly even admitted that. He's just like, we have to be better in those situations. It's certainly good that they got runners on, but got to find a way to get them in.
To today, Carmen Majinski at 140 gets the ball for the Pirates, back in the starting rotation, earned the spot in the rotation out of camp again. And the knock on Majinski was that he wasn't really able to get through a lineup a third time when he was a starter the first time around. He was one of those guys last year that in long relief looked really good. I think a sub-2 ERA, it seemed like, in the last 2 months of the season in that role. What kind of steps has Majinski taken that has earned him back into this starting rotation? And should Pirate fans maybe feel a little bit better about Majinski's ability to get deeper into ball games this time around?
Yeah, I talked to Majinski about this, and that's kind of been the question of we saw what he could do in relief. What's changed? What has changed in order to let him be an effective starter? And the two kind of things he pointed to is, one, he just simply says he's learned from the experience. He feels like he learned a lesson from the failures of last year, and failures was the word he used. He realizes that he wasn't good enough as a starter last year. But the other thing that I think is more important is just where his pitch mix is. He's throwing his curveball a lot more, and he's worked a lot on a splitter. And the splitter is something he wasn't using at all when he was a starter. He was using it as a reliever, and that was part of what made him so effective. This spring, he's used the splitter a lot more. And one of his spring training starts, he ended up using it 30% of the time. Having a pitch like that you can lean on that heavily is something that can be very, very important for him. I'm not saying that those two pitches alone will guaranteed make him a good starter. Obviously, he's got to go out and prove it. He's got to show that he's learned from his experiences, but with those new pitches, you can make an argument that he is a different pitcher just based off the pitch mix alone. I'm inclined to give him the shot and see how he looks in the rotation. I think that those two pitches can certainly help him, but obviously it's on him to go out and prove it.
Couple of more for Colin Beasley, Pirates beat writer for the Post-Gazette, joining us from the Big Apple, getting set for this series finale against the Mets. One of my jump-to-the-gun takes after 2 games of the season, and there's plenty of them, and yes, there's a long way to go, but one of them I'm going to give to you right now. I'm going to ask you to either maybe agree a little bit or disagree. Gregory Soto and Dennis Santana, both with 2+ innings at least. They haven't given up a run yet. One of my jump-to-the-gun takes so far is that Soto-Santana in innings 8-9, might be one of the better setup closer combinations in the National League this year. It's certainly trending that way after 2 games, but nonetheless, I'm really excited about having both of those guys in the back of the Pirates bullpen.
I'm not saying I disagree with this take. I'm just saying it's awesome to have Pirates baseball back and be able to have overreactions like that over 2 games. It's great to be able to take a sample size of real baseball and make declarations like that. I'd say that Dennis Santana and Gregory Soto is certainly a strong combination, and I think having Gregory Soto is something that the Pirates haven't necessarily had in recent years, of just an established setup man, a guy who's been to all-star games, who's had real success, who throws hard and gives the Pirates like a combination you can kind of fear at the back end of games. I don't necessarily know where they rank in terms of the National League. I've been a little worried about Soto's command, and I'm worried about the walks overall in the bullpen. But that combination of that 8-9 combo of Soto and Santana is certainly something that the Pirates have a lot of confidence in for good reason. I think that that's something we'll see a lot of this year, and if they're pitching the 8th and 9th, that's a situation the Pirates would love to be in.
All right, last one for you, Colin. On these Sunday morning shows before a Pirates game, I did it last year, I'm continuing it this year, the Sunday same-game parlay. I put together a 5-leg same-gamer about the Pirate game, and we ride it from there. I'm going to give you one of the legs, and I'm going to ask you what you think about it. One of them that I'll give you right now is Spencer Horwitz to record a hit. Now, he didn't play yesterday against the lefty. He was 0 for 4 against the righty on opening day, and he's really the only mainstay in the Pirates lineup so far through 2 games this year. to not record a hit yet. Marcell Ozuna got his first hit yesterday. What do you think of Spencer Horwitz to record at least one hit as a leg of this parlay? Do you like it?
Yeah, I think that's a solid bet. Obviously, I expect him to start just given he's a lefty and the Mets are throwing right-hander Nolan McLean. I expect Spencer Horwitz to be the starter at first. And yeah, I think that he's someone that I wouldn't say he's due given it's 2 games and he didn't play in one of them, but yeah, I like that matchup. I think that he's going to I expect him to play. I expect him to be in the starting lineup. I expect him to have opportunities, so I expect that to be a productive leg for you, Jack.
I appreciate it. Colin Beasley, you can read him at post-gazette.com. Colin, as always, good sir, appreciate you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Jack.
There he goes, Colin Beasley, otherwise known as the Beeswacker, according to one Joe Starkey. Fan Twitter, brought to you by South Hills Kia, Peters Township. Visit them at southhillskia.net. The Sunday same-game parlay returns for 2026 when we come back. And just because we have that planned for the next segment doesn't mean you can't call in at 412-928-9370. And if you choose to call in and react to the Sunday same-game parlay, we'll take those calls as well. But we're also talking about O'Neal Cruz. Is the leash finally too short for you for number 15? 412-928-9370. We'll get to all that before we wrap it up. Taking you up until 10 o'clock in FanDuel's More Ways to Win with Pony. North Shore Tavern leadoff show with Dan Zangrilli coming up at noon before Pirates and Mets at 1:40. I'm Jack Kilgrove. This is Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Now, fan headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
Sean Myers with your fan headlines. The Pirates suffered a heartbreaker yesterday in New York, falling in 11 innings by the score of 4-2 against the Mets. A walk-off 3-run homer for Luis Roberts in favor of the Mets. Pirates got a good performance out of Mitch Keller, however. Starting pitcher went 6 strong, giving up just 3 hits, no runs with 3 strikeouts. Pirates-Mets today, 1:40, the first pitch. Carmen Majinski against Nolan McLean is the matchup, and coverage on 93.7 The Fan begins at noon, presented by Keystone Custom Apparel. Headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, 937thefan.com.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. Every Wednesday, 93.7 The Fan gives you an inside look from a former general manager with Wednesday with Whaley.
Hey, we're playing to win the game.
Doug Whaley joins the Fan Morning Show from 9 to 10 to give his insight from the front office perspective. Wednesdays with Whaley. Doug Whaley is brought to you by 2 Men in a Junk Truck. Cohen Market, the official crispy chicken of The Fan. Tri-State Office Furniture, Morgan & Morgan Law Firm, and Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi for the FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook partner of 93.7 The Fan. Right now, FanDuel customers can get up to $300 back in bonus bets every day for 10 days. This is for new customers. And here's how it works. Place a tournament bet using the token, and if it doesn't win, you'll get up to $300 back in bonus bets every single day for 10 straight days. You can mix things up with same-game parlays for a shot at a bigger payout. So visit FanDuel.com/Andrew to sign up today. Michigan was my pick before the tournament started. They are still my pick to win it all. Dusty May, their coach, he's been to the final semifinal before with Florida Atlantic. He now has much better players, including at least 2 or 3 NBA guys. And I think they will advance past this weekend. 21 plus in President, Pennsylvania. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire 7 days after receipt. Tokens are received in increments of 1 per day. Restrictions apply. See terms. Sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ready to upgrade the windows and doors in your home? Now is your chance to win $5,000 towards your purchase at 84 Lumber's brand new Anderson Windows and Doors showroom in Mount Lebanon. Mark your calendar. Visit the showroom at 1675 Washington Road on April 9th from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. to view Anderson's full product line and enter for your chance to win $5,000 towards your windows and doors. For more information, visit 84lumber.com and follow along on Facebook.
Aetna has been my lifesaver. Easy to understand, and if not, customer service is always there to help.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up with care management that ensures doctors work together on complicated conditions. We show up with the latest in online tools to make healthcare easier to use anytime. We show up for you because that's That's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
Exciting news from Hickory Heights Golf Club. Check out their brand new all-inclusive memberships designed to fit your lifestyle. Whether you're a weekend warrior, a frequent player, or just looking to enjoy the perks, they have the perfect membership for you. Every membership includes unlimited golf, range balls, discounts on merchandise, plus savings on food and drinks at their full-service restaurant. Not a golfer? No problem. Enjoy the clubhouse, book private events, or enjoy the best view in the city on the patio. Find the perfect membership at hickoryheights.golf.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a staff accountant at the height of tax season.
Congrats. Looks like the company owes, $50 in taxes. How about that?
That seems low. Why only 50?
Why do you care so much? It's not your money.
This is a job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-581-1414. That's 800-581-1414. 800-581-1414.
Want to hear a shocking statistic? Medical malpractice is the third leading cause of death in America. Don't believe it? Google it. And that doesn't count serious injuries like birth injuries to perfectly healthy children. All doctors wear white jackets, but it doesn't make them all the same. Most medical errors are committed by the same quacks over and over again. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Many hospitals looking for more profits are forcing doctors and their groups to be employees of the hospital or be forced out of their system. It's a troubling trend in medicine. People make mistakes, but medical mistakes are huge and often forever. If you believe your child suffered a birth injury or a misdiagnosis or mistake led to a loved one's death or injury, let our team of medical malpractice lawyers examine your case for free. No recovery, no fee. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
Morgan & Morgan, 603 Stanwyck Street, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania lawyer will handle Pennsylvania cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Live from the ShoreKeyMitsubishi.com studios, North Huntington and North Hills.
Two 928-9370 is the number of the Edgar Snyder and Associates fan text line. Edgar Snyder, a personal injury law firm, and they always say there's never a fee unless we get money for you. The Sunday same game parlay coming up in a couple of minutes. Got a couple of callers, though, at 412-928-9370. We'll get to first, starting with Bob. Good morning, Bob. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, man.
You know, the problem with the Pirates and O'Neal Cruz is that under the Charrington regime, the Pirates have never been able to develop players well.
Connor Griffin, in a large part, I agree with you, but Connor Griffin is certainly the exception to that rule.
Maybe, because Connor Griffin is an exceptional talent, as is Skeens, so you can, put them in a different category. But O'Neal Cruz was never developed right. He was brought here in 2017 with the Watson trade.
Yep.
And at the time, Neil Huntington, who was the general manager at the time, who, believe me, I had my disagreements with him his way, but he had said that O'Neal Cruz was not a shortstop. And then you get into Cherington, and Cruz wanted to play shortstop. O'Neal Cruz should have been put in the outfield in 2021 and left out there. And if he wanted to play baseball, he would have played out there. But they let him determine what he wanted to do. O'Neal Cruz is a developmental disaster.
Yeah.
And he's not the only one.
No, he's not.
Henry Davis.
Bob, I agree with you in large part. I think the overall issue with O'Neal Cruz, too, is you're right. I don't think he was developed properly, and I think that there are some errors there, and that's the most part. But I said this earlier, and I'll say it again. I do think a big chunk of what is going on with O'Neal Cruz is because you look back at that injury in 2023. If he did not have that catastrophic injury in 2023, I can't help but think that it might be a little bit different with O'Neal Cruz these days. You know what I mean? Like, that was a catastrophic leg injury that he suffered, missed pretty much the rest of 2023, had to recover from that, and he really hadn't been the same since then. And again, I agree with you in large part. A giant chunk of what's wrong with O'Neal Cruz is the development, but I can't help but think it'd be different if he didn't suffer that injury.
Maybe it would be, but that was part of it. He didn't. I remember that game. He basically caused that injury because he didn't know what he was doing on the base.
Yeah.
And that was part of what he should have been was something he should have been taught. O'Neal Cruz, and part of it is where he comes from, the Dominican Republic and the way they're brought up down there. Although you have stars from the Dominican, O'Neal Cruz is done. He's not gonna get better here. The best thing they can do with him is to try to get something for him. I know they're paying him $3 million this year over that, really, but it's not going to work out.
Well, that's the thing, Bob.
Another thing, you mentioned Palanco. Palanco also had a really bad injury. He had a shoulder injury, which kept him from being maybe what he could have been.
And that's the thing, too, and maybe in Cruz's leg, and he caused it himself, you're right, but maybe, and thanks for the call, Bob, maybe it's the same for O'Neal Cruz. Another thing, too, and I'm not quite there with the O'Neal Cruz just trade him argument yet. I'll get there if this, and we just got done talking to Colin Beasley, who said he doesn't really think that Jake Mangum is really an everyday player, and I agree with that. So right now it's okay, let's platoon Mangum with Cruz. Let's say the password comes up here, and I think he'll eventually start playing big league baseball in 2026 for the Pirates. He's starting 26 in AAA. But let's say he comes up here and starts hitting the ball really well, like we saw in the spring. He can play center field too. So what if it gets to a point where if Jostinson Garcia is an offensive person you can rely upon, and then he becomes somebody that can platoon with Jake Mangum? If that happens, then I'll inch closer towards the O'Neal Cruz. Yeah, get him the heck out of town. But I'm not quite there yet. Zach in Washington. Hey, Zach.
Hey, Jack. How's it going,
good.
Man?
Yeah, good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Hey, so my solution to the Cruz scenario would be to move him to right field and put Mangum in there every day in center.
Yeah, but then what do you do about O'Hearn? I know O'Hearn played well at first base yesterday, but you're not going to platoon O'Hearn and Horwitz. If you do that, it's just such a logjam.
But here's the thing. I think that O'Hearn and Horwitz are pretty similar in terms of their defensive capabilities at first base. So I would just bite the bullet for now and move Horwitz to the bench and move O'Hearn to first. And then that way you get your best defensive outfielder in center field at that point. Mangum is a spark plug type guy, and I think that he's the only prototypical leadoff guy that you actually have on your team, which you allow him to play bat first, moves Cruz down in the order to maybe like sixth in the order, take a little bit of pressure off of him.
Yeah.
And then you just throw him in right field, plant his heels on the warning track, and just have him run in on everything. He's already, a third of the way up the Clemente wall in terms of his height. Yeah. So you got a little bit of competitive advantage there, and I think that his arm plays real well in right field in terms of being able to have that threat there to prevent runners from advancing to the next base, and if they do, he has a chance to gun them down at home.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Zach. And like I said, I'm not quite there on an O'Neal Cruz position change either. I suppose if you move him, it's outfield to outfield, like the worst things have been done, but it's another position change. And I don't think I'm not there yet, and I don't think the Pirates are there yet either. All right, really good stuff. One more time for phone calls before we say goodbye in the following segment. Without further ado, the Sunday same-game parlay makes its triumphant return to the 2026 season. And we have to play these royalty-free music beds these days so we can, make money on the stream, and I get that. That's fine. But this segment was as good as it was because Sean Myers would fire up the NFL Films music last year. Did it make any sense for that with baseball? No. But it got me in the right mindset to deliver this 5-leg same-game parlay in a good fashion. I like this one, though.
I mean, we only got one correct last year, maybe it was a good idea.
What is the number on this bed in the system?
Bed 49.
Remember bed 49. Remember bed Jeff Locke. Because I vibe with the horn and the bump, and this will be the Sunday same-game parlay music bed for as long as we're doing Sunday shows in 26.
The bad news is it's over in 1 minute, so.
Well, repeat it. Fire up like 4 or 5 in the rundown so we can get it going. All right. If you're unfamiliar, I did it last year. It kind of caught on. Did we make any money off of it in the grand scheme of the season? Absolutely not. But it's still fun. If you're unfamiliar, it's a 5-leg parlay, 5-leg same-game parlay on FanDuel, the official sports book of the Fan, from the Pirate game that day. And we're going to do it together this morning. And I meant to do this during the break, and I forgot because I did it last night, and the odds are probably different for what the payout is. So we have to plug it in together, and I apologize. Leg number 1. Why is it asking me if I'm on whatever? All right. Scroll to the Pirate game. I should have done this during the break. This is on me. Leg number 1, and I cleared this with Colin Beasley in the last segment, and he co-signed it. Spencer Horwitz is the lone mainstay in the lineup for the Pirates that has not recorded a hit yet this season. He was 0-for on game 1. Didn't play yesterday against the lefty. They've got a righty going today in Nolan McLean. I will be betting on Spencer Horwitz at -150 to record a hit. So that's leg 1. Leg 2. We're going to go with Carmen Majinski's strikeouts. His strikeout over-under right now is at 3.5. We're going under. It's not because I don't think he can get it done, but last season of the final 4 months, he had 25 appearances June to August, 59 in the third innings. The ERA from June till the end of the season for Majinski, really good, 2.12, which has me optimistic for him getting back into the rotation this time around. But in the final 25 appearances, he only eclipsed 3 strikeouts 6 times. And in his last start, August 17th last year against the Cubs, didn't get to 3.5 strikeouts. So we're going under on Carmen Majinski strikeouts at 3.5. Leg number 3 of the Sunday same-game parlay. First inning over. 1.5 total runs. We're going over. It didn't yesterday in a low-scoring game. It definitely went over on opening day. We are going over today because that's just the way I feel like it's trending. Leg number 4 of the Sunday same-game parlay. We're going to go with another player to record a hit, Francisco Lindor. kind of really the only one that hasn't made an impact yet for the Mets this season. I think he probably gets at least one hit off of Carmen Mlodzinski today. And leg number 5, it wouldn't be a Sunday same-game parlay if I didn't pick the game. I am predicting the Pittsburgh Pirates to win. They are plus 152 on the money line, and that is the 5th leg of the Sunday same-game parlay. And now I can't find the inning over 1.5. First inning over under. Here it is. Okay. Over 1.5 runs. So here's the Sunday same-game parlay. Spencer Horwitz to record a hit. Carmen Mlodzinski under 3.5 strikeouts. Francisco Lindor to record a hit. The first inning over 1.5 total runs for both teams. So like 1-1 at the end of one, 2-1 at the end of one. I think we're in that ballpark. And the Pirates on the money line. Plus 33.84. $10 to win 338. $5 to win 170. There you have it. The Sunday same-game parlay. Game 1 of 2026. And as always, we ask Sean Myers his thoughts. The inaugural same-game parlay of 26, what do you think?
Every team before the first game of the season, when they're 0-0, there's reason for optimism, right? Fans can be optimistic. You haven't lost a game yet. You're 0-0, and I'm going to be optimistic. I am all in on this. I think that this will win, and you will already match last year's parlay win total.
Wow.
Yes. Now, if you lose this, I'll be so negative that I'll be calling for you to be traded. I'll be demanding another host come in next Sunday morning. But right now, you got a chance to be batting 1,000.
The one I don't feel as strongly about is the first inning. I'm picking that based off of the trends. It was definitely over 1.5 total runs. It was
well,
5.
If O'Neal Cruz is in center field and there's any sun in the sky today, then your odds increase of that hitting.
If he does something again today.
But he'll also hit a ball like 482 feet today, maybe.
I don't even want to theorize like what the Pirates will do if something else like what happened on Thursday happens again. I'm really curious. We had a lot of people call in today. We're probably going to have more in the final segment. You have time to at 412-928-9370 to air your grievances with O'Neal Cruz.
Seems like a lot of the people don't just dislike Cruz as a baseball player, though. Is that fair to say?
Sure.
There's a lot of criticism that's beyond what maybe other players who are struggling would get.
Yeah. And there's a lot of variables there, too. But if something like that happens again today, I will be very anxious to see how Adam and Doran structure their show Monday morning and the type of calls that they get.
And Callis.
On Monday morning, too.
He's part of that triumvirate. He's really the brains of the operation, I think.
And you say that with all seriousness. And the sniffle and holding back laughter.
Did you ever, I don't know why you would, have you ever heard him snore?
I'm trying to think if I never roomed with him at Waynesburg, but we did we were both counselors for Lanny's sports announcing camp in the summer I don't think I roomed with him there either. So no, probably not.
It's an experience.
I can only imagine.
Dom found out firsthand because they shared a bed, but across the room, everyone was...
Did you guys draw straws to who shares a bed with Callis?
Well, I got to choose because I put the bill on my
And you were
card.
the elder statesman of the four of you.
Yeah, and I kind of said, we'll make that I will make that decision at the end of the night because who knows, maybe unexpectedly Joel Nelson was, getting out of hand. But it turned out that Joel was my choice because I thought it'd be more humorous than anything else that Dom and Callis would have to share the other bed.
Good call by you.
Big guy, little guy type of deal.
Absolutely. All right. Good stuff. The same game parlay might win. It might not. If it doesn't, don't yell at me. We'll come back and put a bow on it after this. More time to call in. 412-928-9370. Your thoughts on the Pirates 0-2 start. Your thoughts on O'Neal Cruz. All of that and more before we pave the way for FanDuel's More Ways to Win with Andrew Filipponi. It's coming up next before we bid you adieu on a Sunday morning right here on The Fan.
Now, Fan Headlines, powered by Bowser Chevrolet.
With your fan headlines, it's Sean Myers. Pirates suffer a loss in 11 innings on Saturday, 4-2 against the New York Mets. Mitch Keller had a good performance, 6 innings, 3 hits, 0 runs, and 3 strikeouts. Pirates-Mets again today, 1:40 the first pitch. Nolan McLean will be throwing it for the Metropolitans. Coverage on 93.7 The Fan begins at noon with the North Shore Tavern leadoff show. Headlines powered by Bowser Chevrolet. For more, 93.7thefan.com.
Take a break and come out with us tonight.
Not tonight, man.
Come on. You deserve a night out. You're going to miss out.
Miss out on what?
While you stayed home, they won big. They celebrated. They got the suite, stayed up all night, and made memories. And you weren't there. Some nights are too good to sit out. Rivers Casino. Don't miss the moment.
I'm Walter Naylor, owner of a quick drain service. Since 1969, we've been going down the drain so you don't have to. We specialize in older home plumbing repairs and service. Trust us to get the job done right. Call 724-222-1095. Ask us about senior military and first responder discounts. License number PA074216. We serve the tri-state area with DOT-certified gas, water, and sewer line installations while offering a lifetime guarantee. AQuickDrain.com.
Hey guys, Donnie Football here. I know a couple of people on GLP-1s, and I get why people are now starting to add Awaken 180 into their program, because at first, great, appetite's down, you're losing weight, now it feels like, all right, here we go. But for some people, it can turn into, oh man, I thought this would go faster, my results have stalled, my stomach's off, I don't feel great, now what? And honestly, that makes sense. If you didn't really change what you eat, just the amount of it, that's only going to take you so far. And trust me, I get why people go on GLP-1s. I'm not anti-GLP-1. What I'm saying is, if you're on the meds and you want to feel better, keep the results moving, and teach you how to keep the weight off after, talk to Awaken 180. You've already got momentum. You took a step to get healthy. Now add in the part that helps you finish the job while enjoying the ride. Free support for life with the solution for weight loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I opened a restaurant and needed everything. Menus, signage, catering brochures.
Everything and then some.
I went to Staples. They printed it all and even suggested takeout menus.
One money pit with a side of fries.
But now at Staples, you get up to $125 off custom print orders.
$125 off. Now you're cooking. Brand your business in a big way at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in store, online, or in the app by 4/18 to unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Text us on the Edgar Snyder and Associates text line at 412-928-9370. Edgar Snyder and Associates reminds you to text responsibly. Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, built by Window Nation. Home of the buy two, get two free offer.
Get ready for a night of laughter with Jim Brewer, bringing live comedy to Carnegie of Homestead Music Hall on Thursday, April 30th.
I'm like the youngest guy. They play pickleball down there. It's cheating tennis. It's a wiffle ball, and you stand from here to 3 feet.
Buy your tickets now at librarymusichall.com and experience top-tier stand-up entertainment with Jim Brewer, April 30th, another Drusky Entertainment event.
Ready to celebrate? Hop into Easter festivities with everything you need at Target. First, get ready for your special occasion with 25% off stylish looks. With spring vibes, vibrant colors, and fresh florals, you'll find outfits that match everyone's style. Then, fill up their baskets with endless joy. From select Easter plushies to fun toys they'll love at 20% off. Don't miss out. Make this Easter unforgettable at Target.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
People ask, is PNC just a boring bank? Well, that depends. Is starting a business boring? Or being the first person in your family to go to college? For nearly 160 years, PNC has done the hard and occasionally boring work of banking to deliver brilliant results for their clients. To see what boring banking can do for you, stop in to any one of their local branches right here in the Pittsburgh community. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association member, FDIC.
93.7 The Fan is cleared by aquickdrain.com. Sports don't stop for the weekend, and neither do we.
We are going to have so much fun this weekend.
Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan, Pittsburgh's hometown sports station.
Few more minutes left. Only comment in the YouTube chat about the Sunday same game parlay from Mike O. At least the same game parlay will be dead by 2 p.m. today. Way to go, Jack. That's the kind of optimism we're looking for.
20 minutes in. Yeah, that could happen.
What will happen?
That first inning.
What will be quicker by the end of the weekend? The death of this SGP or O'Neal Cruz screwing up in center field? Because it took like 20 minutes on Thursday. I think Cruz in center field.
It's going to be a photo finish.
Yeah. I think we'll be all right. I don't feel great about I feel great about the whole thing. I always do.
Will you be excited if the Mets hit a 2-run homer to go up 2-0 in the first inning? This is where you say, yeah, because then the Pirates will win 3-2.
But I wonder how available Soto and Santana are in the back end of that bullpen. You know what I mean?
I know you don't have much time here. I did see an article recently about how it's kind of a numbers game with how difficult it is for teams to fill innings now when we're playing the same number of innings as baseball was, 100 years ago. But back then, starting pitchers would throw 8 or 9 innings every single game.
Yeah.
And it's just the numbers crunch is significant now that we're in the second or third game of the season and teams are already a little thin with their bullpen.
It's the nature of it in 2026. Last caller of the show, Jim in Bethel Park. Hello, Jim.
Good morning. I have a comment on O'Neal Cruz.
Sure.
Hey, there's a position for Cruz that's perfect. What do you do with a guy that can't pick up a baseball defensively, but might hit the hell out of the ball offensively? You put him at DH.
And they already have one, Jim. That's the issue. But
you against right-hand pitchers.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, if you do that, then you create a platoon situation with Marcell Ozuna, and I'm not sure that the Pirates are interested in a platoon for an 8-figure contract. How often do the Pirates pay guys 8-figure deals? Not often. So I don't think it would be in their interest, or they think it's in their interest, to platoon a guy in Marcell Ozuna that's making, $12 million this year.
Yeah, but Cruz kills you defensively. He kills you.
He does, and that's the biggest issue, Jim, is that I agree with you. I think his future is at DH, but it can't happen this year because you're paying Marcell Ozuna all that money, Jim. Thanks for the call. Fan weather brought to you by Secure Money Advisors. Looking to retire soon? Let Secure Money Advisors get your retirement on track. Mostly cloudy today, but much warmer. High of 62. Rest in peace, Tunjokin. Sean Myers, thank you, sir.
You're a wonderful man, Jack.
You are also a wonderful man. To the YouTube chat, thank you as well. Always enjoy your viewership, your comments, even though most of the time it's never about what I'm talking about on the show. It's always entertaining to follow along. More Ways to Win Radio with FanDuel and Andrew Filipponi is next. The North Shore Tavern leadoff show is at noon. Ben Charrington show follows. First pitch, Pirates and Mets, 1:40. Carmen Majinski against Nolan McLean. Big thanks to Colin Beasley for joining the program as well.